International Repatriation, you know.
Say it again.
The mission is Freedom Redemption International Repatriation, you know. Africa for the Africans, you know. And I bring in Christ to the nation. Well, Emmanuel, like, last year,
I say a victory again. Emmanuel winner. A victory again. For undefeated. A victory again. I say a victory again. A victory again.
My religion is freedom, redemption, repatriation, do our one violent victory, that Ethiopia, that Africa, that Jerusalem, it's in that Sababa, Africa are a unit, we are contact, it's in Ethiopia, head, crown head, black crown head.
The mission, Ethiopia, yes, the Western world now. Black and beautiful is the way to go. Selassie, yeah, Rastafari. Majesty, my Lord.
Blessed greetings, my Lord.
Blessed
Empress.
love, Empress, Majesty.
Yes.
Blessed love, Honorable Empress Miriam.
Go ahead, Priest Angeli. Honorable Priest Angeli.
Rastafari. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. This is the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Council of Elders, calling for a virtual reverence in the virtual courts of Rastafari. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. The heaven declare the glory of Jah, and the firmament showeth forth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, night unto night showeth forth knowledge. There is no speech, no language where Jah voice is not heard. The black Christ, he lives in us all. Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for us brethren and sisters to dwell together in unity and love. It's like the precious ointment upon our head that went them unto our beard. Even Aaron's beard that went them unto the skirts of his garments. As the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountain of Zion, from where the Lord commanded his majesty blessings, even life and love forevermore. So hail our God, Selassie, Jehovah God, Rastafari. Our Almighty God, Rastafari, great and terrible God, Rastafari is the Almighty God. Jah, who seated in Zion and reign the hearts of all flesh. O thou most high, eternal Father, Jehovah God, Rastafari, hear us and bless us, O Lord. Keep and sanctify us all, and cause thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children, that we shall be saved and redeemed. O thou most high God, Jah, Rastafari. To the work, we are servants of God, I and I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, my Lord and Empress. Welcome once again to our Constitution Convention. This is the ratifying of the document. We give thanks for all those present and all those who is to come. And we call upon the Honorable Priest Adigan to bless us with the chorus. Press along.
Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Joy to the world. Press along, say, and press along in Jah own way. Adonai, I say, press along, say, and press along in Jah own way. Persecution we must bear, trial and crosses in our way. I said the hotter, the better, the sweeter the victory. Adonai, I say, press along, say, and press along in Jah own way. Adonai, I say, press along, say, and press along in your own way. Persecution we must bear. Trial and crosses in our way. I said the hotter the better, the sweeter the victory. Higher and on I say press along, say saints press along in your own way. Higher and on I say press along, say and press along in your own way. Persecution we must bear. Trial and crosses in our way. But the hotter the better, the sweeter the victory. In our holy Mount Zion, 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 I, Lord, holy Mount Zion, Zion, Jehovah, Jah.
Yeah.
Rastafari, standing
Rastafari.
by a purpose, true weeding God's command. Honor all the faithful few are here to Daniel banner. There to be a Daniel, there to stand alone. There to have a purpose firm and there to make it known. Many mighty man are lost daring not to stand. Oh, for God has been announced by joining Daniel's banner. Many giants great and tall stalking through the land. Headlong to the earth will fall if made by Daniel's banner. Oh, the gospel banner I on to victory grand. Satan and his host defy and shout for Daniel's banner. Daniel ban, Jarastafari, Sila,
See,
Selassie,
Selassie. Rastafari.
Lord and Emperor, Prince and Princess, God and Goddess, blessed, my Lord.
Honorable Priest Adigan, give thanks to such a
Blessed,
inspirational chorus. Majesty bless.
beautiful.
And we call on the Honorable Leading Priest, Sevens, to carry up the Psalms reading, my Lord. Priest Sevens.
Unmute your mic.
Bless the Lord, pardon me. Give thanks for the rendition, my Lord, and Empress, thanks, for the salvation order. And we continue reading from Psalms 15 of mighty King David. Glory be to our Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, Jah world without end. Selassie, Jah.
Jah. Rastafari.
Marcusai, Emmanuel, Selassie, Rastafari. 3 in 1, 1 in 3, rule of the earth, the sky, and the sea. Hear us while we live today. Holy psalms and psalms. Light of lights with morning shine, lift on us thy light divine. And let charity be nigh. Breathe on us her balm, the black Christ salvation. Holy Emmanuel,
Selassie, Jah.
Rastafari. My Lord and Empress, blessed.
My Lord.
Give thanks and glorify the EABIC. Give thanks for all members of the Congress and all settings of the Congress, my Lord and Empress.
My Lord.
Continue on reading from Psalms 15, a psalm of mighty King David. First verse continue. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness and speaketh the truth in his heart. I.
Selassie,
Jah,
Rastafari.
He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, but he honoreth them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not, he that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. I and I,
Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Repeat the fifth and final verse of Psalms 15, a psalm of mighty King David. He that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. I am Jehovah,
Jah, Rastafari.
For all patient hearing and raptness of attention, give thanks, is to be continued. My Lord and
My Lord.
My Lord and Majesty.
Blessed Lord.
The one them can see I properly. So if I can turn the camera around. All right, my Lord. Give thanks. First of all, featuring everyone here today, And I just want to say that Psalms 15 is one of my favorite Psalms, because it actually points out to a type of way to live, and things that you do specifically.
I can't see the eye. Yeah, screen.
Yeah.
Can you see I know?
All right.
It's not seen.
No.
Yes.
Give thanks. Yes, my Lord. So give thanks to that mighty psalm that gone through. And I going to continue with Psalms 16. David seek perseveration and blessing. Mishtam, a psalm of David. Preserve me, O God, for indeed do I put my trust. O my soul, thou art said unto the Lord, thou art my Lord. My goodness extended not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrows shall be multiplied, that hasten after another God. Their drink offering of blood will I not offer, nor take up their name into my lips. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lap. The lines are falling unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless God, who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In the presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Most High King Selassie, Rastafari. 11th and ending verse of mighty King David, Psalm 16, repeat and continue. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Mighty Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Mama Amiga, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari,
Rastafari.
God and Empress, to be continued.
Bless the Lord, my Lord and Empress. You hear me? You see me?
Yes, my Lord.
Bless the Lord. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rastafari.
All right.
Continue reading from Psalm 17. Hear the right, hear the right, O Lord. Attend unto my cry. Give ear unto my prayer, that goeth not out of vain lips. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence. Let thine eyes behold the things that are equal. Thou hast proved my heart. Thou hast visited me in the night. Thou hast tried me, and shalt find nothing. I am proposed that my mouth shall not transgress. Concerning the works of men, by the words of thy lips, I have kept me from the path of the destroyer. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me. O God, incline thine ear unto me. Hear my speech. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand, them which put their trust in thee, from those that rise up against them. Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat, with their own mouth. They speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint them, cast them down.
No.
Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I. Yeah.
Rastafari.
Repeating the 15 and in the verse of Psalm 17. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I.
Selassie,
Yeah.
Rastafari.
To be continued, my Lord.
My Lord, we will continue reading from the 18th Psalm of King David. First of all, we give thanks like this moment. Thanks this moment in time and space. Give thanks to the kingdom of God in flesh, as brought to us by the Black Christ our Father. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Continue reading from Psalms 18. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of this song, in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress, and my deliverer. My God, my strength, in whom I will trust. My buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. King Emmanuel VII, Adonai, God, Jah,
Jah,
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and a fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. Eli, Selassie,
Lord,
Jah,
Jah,
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomforted them. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness and according to the cleanness of my heart that he recompensed me. For I kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my God. Selassie, Jah,
Yeah.
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore, the Lord recompense me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure, thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the froward, thou wilt show thyself froward. But thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. But thou
No.
wilt light my candle, and the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee have I run through a troop, and by my God have I leapt over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. I,
And
Selassie, Jah,
Jah,
Rastafari. For
Rastafari.
who is God? Save the Lord. Or who is a rock? Save our God. It is God that girded me with strength and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet and setteth me upon my highest places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holding me up, and thy greatness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again until they were consumed. I have wounded them, that they were not able to rise. They are falling under my feet. But thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be the rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. Eli Selassie, Jah Rastafari. It is God that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He delivereth me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent men. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name, King Emmanuel the Seven, Adonai God, Jah
Jah
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I,
Selassie, Jah
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Repeat the 50th and ending verse of the 18th Psalm of King David. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. Earthquake God, Jah Rastafari,
Rastafari.
King
Sila.
Selassie, Jah
Jah
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
It's to be continued, my Lord and Empress. Blessed.
My Lord.
Continuing reading from the 19th Psalm of King David. David praiseth God for his manifold blessings. The creature show God's glory, the word his grace. David prayed for grace. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the ends of the heavens, and his circuit unto the ends of it. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold. Sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from my secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie,
Selassie, Jah
Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Repeat and continue the ending verse, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. King Emmanuel 7.
Adonai
Adonai,
God.
Jah
Jah
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
To be continued.
Unmute your mic.
Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Let us have reasoning and do give thanks for day of ratification. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, sanctified and bless my Lord and Empress. And continuing reading from the 20th Psalm of mighty King David. The church's confidence in God. To the chief musician, a Psalm of David. Verse 1 continue. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. Send thee help from the sanctuary and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah, Selassie, Jah.
Rastafari.
Grant thee according to thine own heart, and fulfill all thy counsel. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. The Lord fulfill all the petition. Now know I, repeat verse 6. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed.
He will hear
And
it.
he will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call Most High, Haile Selassie, Jah.
Rastafari.
Ending verse, repeat and continue. Save, Lord, let the King hear us when we call. Emmanuel, Haile Selassie, Jah. Rastafari.
Rastafari.
We continue.
And continue reading from the 21st Psalm of mighty King David. Psalms of David. First of all, we do give thanks for the City of the Africa Black International Congress. And I too, Church of Divine Salvation. And I have the people stand above all organization, stand churchical, statical, parliamental, and give thanks to the Sabbath, the foundation. Give thanks that I stand with I, founder, leader, president, the God and King, manifest himself in three persons, prophet, the priest, and the king. And continue reading from the 21st Psalm of mighty King David to the chief musician, a Psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation, O greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart desire, and has not withholden the request of his lips. Selah, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. For thou preventest him with the blessing of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it him, even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation, honor and majesty as thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessing forever. Thou hast made him exceedingly glad with thy countenance. For the king trusted in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thy hand shall find out all thy enemies, and thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy hunger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee, they imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back when thou shalt make ready thy harrow upon the string against the face of them. Thou exalted, Lord, in thy own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Powerful Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Again, I take great pleasure repeating the 13th and ending verse of the 21 Psalms of mighty King David, a Psalms of David. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thy own strength. So will we sing and praise thy power. Powerful Emmanuel, I, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks to thy patient hearing and thy wrath of attention, as I come to the end in reading of the Psalms, the reading of the 15 Psalms, the reading of the 16th Psalm, the reading of the 17th Psalms, the reading of the 18th Psalms, the reading of the 19th Psalms, the reading of the 20th Psalms, and the reading of the 20th and 1st Psalms of mighty King David. Glory be unto our Father, and to the Son, our living one, our living one, as there was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. World without end, see the see the Zion, Holy Mount Zion, Zion. Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, ye sons of men? Yet in thy heart you walk wickedness and wage the violence of your hand in the earth. Wicked and stronger from the womb when they go astray, said the Holy One of creation. In Emmanuel the 7th, oh, dear God, dear Rastafari, one perfect love, my Lord and Empress.
Majesty bless, my Lord and Empress. Do give thanks for the reading of the Psalms, cutting and clearing all barriers, and putting us on one divine meditation. Give thanks again, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks to the Father for such a royal ceremonial order. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. And we are moving on now with our agenda, the ratification of the document Constitution.
Inspiration by the Honorable Empress Trisha.
Honorable Empress Trisha.
The senior members of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress in the past 2 years have continued to fulfill the mandates of the Right Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, despite the scrutinies by some of the members of this Congress. The senior members have been at the forefront, educating, prioritizing, and being the voice of the voiceless. The elders, the senior members, the Council of Elders, journey to ensure that each member be taught the truth and culture in the right way is commendable. Freedom, redemption, and international repatriation with compensation. To all of the empresses of the Woman Freedom Liberation League, as a woman, as an empress, and member of the Woman Freedom Liberation League, I encourage every empress by affirming that your voice matters, your vision is needed, and you have the right to be governed by a government that provides top-notch education, healthcare, housing, and food security, rising standards of living. A resilient woman, empress, is unstoppable, not because she has never fallen, because she has chosen to rise every single time. To speak with courage is to step into the fullness of your voice and allow it to echo through the world without apology. Too often, women are told to soften their tones, to bite their tongue, to swallow the truth that burns within them. But silence does not keep the peace. It only buries the truth. My Lord and Empress, a courageous voice is not speaking to be liked, but speaking to be real. To speak with courage is not always easy. The world often punishes I and I for our words, calling them too strong, too outspoken, too difficult. But courage is not about avoiding fear. It's about moving through it. Every time I use I voice, I challenge the silence that has kept generations before I bound. Every time I name what hurts, what heals, what inspires, and I break the chains of secrecy. I courage becomes an inheritance for all who will come after I teaching them that their words too are sacred. I give thanks for the Council of Elders. I give thanks for all of the senior priests and empresses who have stood up in the face of adversity to always do what is right. And that is what we're doing today, that which is right. Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Queen Omega I, Jah Rastafari, my Lord and Empress. Blessed love.
And we continue with our agenda. Honorable Savannah, my Lord.
Blessed my Lord.
Majesty.
We do give thanks for this another moment to sit up together, to commune, to work together. This is the first initiative in a long time where I, the international family, have come together, with an open invitation to all to fulfill the mission of the King. The mission of the King is freedom, redemption, international repatriation, as we heard the man say earlier in the recording. To do that, we have to have the proper tools, family. And we must compartmentalize our function. There is the statical function, the governmental function, the churchical function, and we know the Sabbath as well. We must know how to compartmentalize. This document is for the structuring of the government. Now, the entire international family, wherever Boba find themselves to be, can now participate in choosing an administration to represent the entire family. We now have provided through collaboration, through working together, brothers and sisters, diligently, a document that can represent I and I in all spaces and representing everyone, the empresses, the youths, everyone is represented under this umbrella. So we do give thanks to be at the completion of this journey, and we humbly ask the royal family to accept the work done with the intent of good. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. For these few words, I do give thanks. We continue.
Majesty. Honorable Priest Knuckles.
Blessed my Lord.
Your
Yes.
words of inspiration, my Lord. As the senior most member among I and I, give thanks.
Once again, we give thanks for this opportunity to be thankful unto the Lord Most High for all his blessing in life. We give thanks for this moment of reasoning as we join our hearts and hands together, try to fulfill that which was given to us by our Father in this case or cause of freedom, redemption, international repatriation. Man say whatever we are doing, just try to do it like how God would do it. Again, he says, everything of a right has to be done. We give thanks to these brethren and empress who have gathered together to do an aspect of the work that is tedious but necessary to be done. Many ones have a fear because the unknown can be fearful.
True.
Make changes is a place of unknown. But with the willingness of heart and with the good intention of the Most High, all works done of a right are done by him through us. And we glorify the God and the workman in us all. We must aspire to be truthful in all our doings. And justice must satisfy the appearance of justice, not just something talked about, but fulfilled in our daily duties and in our administration one to another. So we give thanks to this moment in time and space historically. Give thanks to the work to be fulfilled. And we continue to ask the Father to bless such works, the works of our hands, and to make it fruitful in building the kingdom and making the kingdom move forward. Freedom, redemption, international repatriation can't be achieved without hard work. So I give thanks to all the workers who have worked on this and cutting and clearing our Father, moving all barriers, to bring that unity that is necessary. This unity only serve our slave master, Winston Churchill, and our abusers. Unity will give us the victory that was promised to us by the Almighty, the victory of good over evil. Will Emmanuel I, Selassie,
Celestia, Rastafari.
Heart of strength to one and all to do the work that must be done. Will Emmanuel I, Selassie,
Celestia, Rastafari.
Blessing abound, my Lord and Empress.
My Lord, give thanks, Honorable Priest Knuckles, for such inspirational words moving forward. And, we would like at this moment to even show, the revision, the map and the strategy that we use coming forward, to even attempt to rectify, to upgrade the constitution. It wasn't just taken up like haphazardly. So at this moment, we'll share our journey moving forward and, the many moments that we sat down together in company and did this work. My Lord and Empress. Honorable Empress Trisha.
Blessed love again, my Lord and Empress. Response to make certain that you have your pen, paper, pad, whatever you may need to write down whatever information you may have. We also ask that you remember to stay hydrated throughout this process. Revision, map, and process. Once I ask to keep their mics closed. Simultaneously, I can't get the mic for Elvis Brown close. Analysis.
Okay.
The EABIC Council of Elders, in reviewing the original draft of the Constitution, found it to be incomplete, needing bylaws and needed further revision. Analysis. Strategy. An ad hoc committee established to upgrade the document, a series of workshops being held, allowing the wider family membership to participate in the process. Objectives. The purpose was to upgrade the document to include the required articles and the language which establishes the validation of the document legally. This also allows the membership the ability to seat a constitutional administration. Action. Legal consultation, workshops, reading and sharing of documents, and open inclusive participation of all members. The solution, a completed document to be used to establish a constitutional administration, creating functionality of the Congress and reestablish the safety of members at Bobo Hill, the foundation. Constitution revision. The Council of Elders, after reviewing the original draft of the EABIC Constitution, found that it excluded bylaws. Therefore, the Council organized an ad hoc committee to work on upgrading the document to include bylaws that were missing and to revise the language of certain articles to represent the current development within the association. The ad hoc committee consisted of 7 members: Honorable Priest Nappy, Honorable Priest Knuckles, Honorable Priest Lamont, Honorable Priest Seven, Honorable Priest Rasavana, Honorable Empress Trisha, and Honorable Empress Dion, who functioned as a draft committee. After finalizing the draft, the document was then submitted to the executive board for further review. Upon further review and approval by the board, the proposed draft was then shared with the membership of the council and sent to senior members in various regions for their review. The Council of Elders also hosted several virtual workshops to inform and educate the wider membership of the EABIC on the purpose of a constitution and why the document needed to be upgraded. A total of 125 hours was spent existing across 42 separate meetings. There were 2 open consultations with attorneys, Honorable Empress Marina Blake and Attorney Bambuyana. There were 3 scheduled Constitution Convention Zoom meetings organized to share the proposed document and allow all members a chance to input their suggestions and to voice their queries and concerns. The number of members in attendance at each convention, with the majority being in support of the revision, established a clear mandate for the initiative. There were 132 members present on the first Zoom meeting, 55 on the second, 30 on the third meeting, with a 4th meeting presently being convened. Each meeting lasting over 7.25 hours. The purpose of this 4th and final meeting is to ratify the final draft of the upgraded Constitution. Upon the completion of the ratification process, the document will be legalized and shared with all stakeholders, as well as the pertinent institutions and authorities. The Constitution is a vital tool for the proper administration of the association and a document for use in government interactions. Hereafter, the Congress will be able to seat a constitutional parliament to conduct the affairs of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. Signed, the EABIC international members and the EABIC Council of Elders, my Lord and Empress. Blessed.
Majesty bless. Yes, my Lord and Empress. So, this is where we are right now, looking forward to be with the ratification. So at this moment, we are open the floor for any deliberation on the document. Each one have about 3 to 5 minutes moving forward. So the floor is open, my Lord and Empress. Questions and answers, observations. Yes. Any observations, any comments? Any questions? You're sounding far away, Honorable Chris. Come closer to your mic. Floor is open.
Am I sounding any better now?
Yes, Honorable Chris.
Give thanks to the Royal Gathering of Saints. Give thanks to His Honor Imperial Majesty. Give thanks to Black Christ in flesh. Give thanks to the Prophet. Give thanks to our nice sons and daughters. From early years, when I was caught up in doing duties at the camp and saw the first constitution, my thoughts are, it not only needs bylaws, but it needs a complete review for clarity. That's my meditation, or I did see it set out. Secondly, I would love to get the names of the executive board that, so we can have understanding who is really working upon such, My Lord and Empress, give thanks.
Priest, I didn't get exactly what the second question.
Could I get the names of, could be the names of the executive board be revealed?
Yes, because we just name them. Honorable Empress, you could pull that right back up to see
Yes.
the seven.
The name of the executive board members, the executive board member names. Honorable Priest Ainsley as the chairman. Honorable Priest Lamont as the co-chairman.
No, I think him. No, him. I think it's with the ad hoc committee. I think him that is with matter.
Right, but you remember after the ad hoc committee, it went directly to the executive. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll start over.
Yeah.
Honorable Priest Ainsley as the chairman. Honorable Priest Lamont as the co-chairman. Honorable Priest Earl. Honorable Priest Knuckles. Honorable Priest Nappy. Honorable Priest Seven. Honorable Priest Rasavana. Honorable Priest Aswad. Honorable Empress Maisie. Honorable Empress Dion. Honorable Prophet Okito, and myself, Honorable Empress Trisha. 13 members. Does that clarify?
Honorable Priest Brown.
My Lord, blessed love.
Yes. You got the names?
Yes, yes.
All right. My Lord. Give that.
I think enough experience is on that here to really cover all of what is needed.
If the document cover all that is needed.
No, the members. I know there is a long-standing member, but many of the members that are here on this chair, only few of them I know have the long-term experience of certain things. And I know to rectify certain things, it is someone who with the history, my Lord and Empress.
My Lord. Well, every name we call there as elders is people who been there. And the new name we might call would have been the empresses them who come in as the secretaries, and even the younger elders said we. But all the man them who were there is seasoned members from that time. The youngest amongst us is Priest Sevens and Priest Daniel. So yeah.
Now, why am I asking? I saw the breakdown beginning from there was a change in constitution when certain brethren were given authority in the Congress, and they were even empowered that who don't ready to stand up to the standard could freely leave. And those type of actions to me had some, we see it inappropriate or it was somewhat not fully balanced. So I feel that's why I'm asked about the ones who know about the unwritten constitution and how the Congress usually govern. Because since the brethren them come in and set up their new thing, I don't see where it has brought any progress or development spiritually, especially on the spiritual development. So that is what I have witnessed. So these are the questions in my mind, my Lord and Empress.
My Lord. Any of the panel want to address what the priest saying?
Blessed.
Bless.
Just reminding that the the committee came together to do a specific task. It is after that task has been completed, then a constitutional parliament can be set. The constitutional parliament is the one who will take over all of the necessary things that needs to be in place for the Congress itself, to include the liturgies, etc., etc., etc. Blessed.
Majesty bless.
Yes, through the
This
chair,
is
my
why
lord.
this is a blessed love.
No, finish your thought, my lord. I will come when there is true.
No, I was saying this is why this step here is of the utmost importance, you know, because this gives us a legal ground to stand on. So even coming forward, amendments could always be made, but at least you have the foundation. And when we went over it, we see that it needed bylaws as a constitution. So nothing is up in the air. And it needed even more articles in a more clarity. So, you know, this is the motivation that God put in us all as like-minded to come together and do it. And every priest Brown, my lord. And every priest priest Rastafari, my lord.
Yes, my lord. Give thanks for the floor. I'll attempt to just add my 2 cents in trying to answer the honorable priest. Um, First of all, I would take it like this, my lord. You know, all of I and I came to the Father. You know, mistakes have been made all across the board. You know, so it has to come to a point now where we stop harping on that aspect of things and you know looking to blame or to assign because we are past that. That ship has sailed way beyond its dock right now. What we are seeking here, solutions to the future. You know, and like I said, you know, mistakes have been made when whoever came in. You know, different brethren came from wherever and added their their aspect to the things. We all know the history. We know what went amok and what didn't and all of that. But there's no going back and solving that at this point. What we can do is look at the work that is done, regardless of who has done the work. Because it's not about who has done the work or who is doing the work. Is is the work proper? Is it right, upright? Is it gonna benefit as wide of I and I as possible, I mean as many of the members as possible. You know, I know there is always going to be those that hold their hard in for whatever reasons. But is the project beneficial to the widest amount of membership? These are the things that I would like us to deliberate, you know, deliberate on the document itself. Is the document, you know, comprehensive enough to cover all that we need to cover? Seeing? Because if there was not the capability to do it, we would not have attempted. And we did not do it on our own, as the mapping just showed you a while ago. We went through different workshops, consultations, reasoning, extending to everyone. Even just yesterday, we had a great reasoning with the Honorable Priest Turks in Ghana, which was I and I reaching out to make sure that we're touching all borders. You know, so we have gone as extensive as our limited resources allow us to. But we have to also realize that the duty of the preservation of the Congress is on each and every one's shoulder. You know? It's not on any one individual or two individuals' shoulder. The same way the elders are taking an initiative to make a step forward and do what they can do. The duty of everyone is to make the same step. And if for some reason the elders may have it wrong, it is the duty of those who know what is right to come and share it. And so we all can walk that right path. Those are the levels I think we need to focus on, family. And let's get away from what we cannot solve. We can't solve the past, but we can surely do what we need to do now in the present to secure a better future. My Lord and Empress.
My
I
Lord, give
hear.
thanks, Honorable Priest. Yes, Honorable Priest, sir, my Lord.
After your statement, my lord.
Blessed.
Yes, royal family. It is, I would have said, how much individual are here at the moment now? You see, it's just like sometime when you just start a service and every man we know say 7 man should be there, right? You know, and some of the time you do have the 7 man. If you start a service sometime, if you have a choice, would have pick out the best priest them, chant and everything like that. But sometimes you do have that choice. You have to work with even the man where you know can't sing because you need the 7 man at the moment. So you know, so this individual cannot sing, but there is no other. You see, so when we are moving on and at times we have to move it, we have to roll it who we see. That we could have even reach right where we are at the moment. You see it? Yes. So sometimes we do have everyone we call individual, yes. And individual that come and even the honorable priest Rickman would have come and say, some of the individual them are not elder enough. But remember, we have to move with who we have here at the moment, because not everyone is on one page at the moment. That we are trying to do. You see, so we're still trying, to get everyone on one page. You see, so if it will leave it for us, we'd have said look impossible. But true, we know, so we have the Almighty. The man said, as Jerusalem, as the mountain around about Jerusalem, as a Rastafari around about these people, So let me give thanks enough for yesterday, the founding of the cross, the day when the fire really light in Ethiopia and all of these things as a tradition. And this is the emperor used to, with the, used to help light that bonfire, So, one perfect love, and just a call up everyone to make it possible because we can't do without one another. But if it's several individuals here at the moment, we have to make this step. One perfect love.
Honorable Priest, Star General, give thanks for your clearance. Yes, Honorable Priest, go ahead.
We talk about steps. A million-mile journey start with a single footstep, So this is the step we take here, and we open up the doors for betterment and amendments, So the shared experience will come as I wanted to say earlier, when the parliament is seated and other ones are seated, shared experience is still to come, So it is not just I and I alone, but it's a Congress affair, So the fulfillment will come from, further members of the Congress. My Lord and Empress, calling.
Majesty bless, Honorable Priest. It's a walk of faith, It's a walk of faith because to the same God in us all and the same meditations is in us all. So it's not by coincidence, it's by design. It's the Father working His mysterious ways to make sure His work is being done. By the hook or by the crook, it have to get done. My Lord and Majesty. The floor is open, my Lord and Empress.
To the chair.
Honorable Empress Maisie, Madam Miriam, Majesty.
Give thanks, Majesty. Give thanks, Honorable Chair. A blessed morning to the Honorable family. And today is a special day. You remember? We are not divided, right? All
Not
one
God.
couldn't be,
Yes.
one in open doctrine, one in charity. The man teaches that we are God and Goddess, so we give thanks to all God and Goddess that are present here today. And we just have to do the needful thing, the right thing, because the same, remember, the same man will come a morning, same penny, come afternoon, the same penny, and come the evening, the same penny. And him said the elders know the way, but in call upon the elders know the way, but the young man, I'm strong, right? So we are working
Yes,
together. We give thanks to these junior elders that are with us, helping us. Great job they have been doing. Thanks, Mama Diane and Mama Trisha. I thank you, and all the rest of the family who made this document. It's a lot of work they are putting it, and we glorify all strength and power. Through Jah, remember Jah work in us. We doesn't speak if Jah don't speak through us. Whatever we say is just speaking through us, the word of right. So we give thanks to the Almighty. Will never leave us nor forsake us. Will always be with us doing the right thing. It's His work we are on. So we give thanks for the few words, and I yield back to the chair. Thank you.
Honorable Mother Miriam, and just to put this note in your head and say, before we come down, we certainly want to hear your voice singing that chorus. We are not divided. So,
I am Your Majesty.
Yeah, we will call upon you in that moment there. Give thanks
yes,
again for our Mother Miriam, our Empress, our beloved Ella, who, who stand as a founding when the WFLL was formed, she was one of the members in the original, So it's a history we have amongst us, a walking history book, and we glorify our Mother Miriam and ever, look forward to those joyful moments. My Lord and Empress. Floor is open. Majesty
My
bless.
Lord, to the chair. The chair.
Yes, my Lord.
Honorable. Yes, family. One thing I would just add. We must remember when we came to the foundation, there was a tabernacle up on the hilltop there, near where the tank is up top there. And there is no longer that tabernacle, and we're not using it. Then another tabernacle was built down on the flat across from the camp yard. That stayed until it was blown down by Gilbert. We rebuilt it, and it is no longer being used right now because there is a concrete foundation one that is being used at the moment. It's not fully finished, but it is what is being used at the moment. And what I'm alluding to in this is that there is always changes, even in our liberty, even in what we consider to be sacred, because the tabernacle is our sacred space. Our that's the tabernacle is considered to be our holies of holies. Seeing the camp is our holy ground, but the tabernacle is our holies of holies. And we have changed the holies of holies over time. So for the ones that are going to hear this in the future, who might have the misconception that because the father's finger may have touched the first document, no one else should touch it. I would remind the item, the father came to teach us of ourselves. The father gave us the constitution. He didn't need the constitution, He is the constitution. But he, knowing that he was not going to be in the flesh with us all the time, gave us a written document that we could continue our journey. We are at this point of the journey now, and the document needs upgrade. And as the custodians of our liberty, the elders, all elders, barring none, seeing Prophet Anki Joe, Priest Donald, go as far back, all I and I, we are the custodians of this liberty because we were the ones there. We were the ones that the man spoke to and gave his command. And there, we would not be doing this if it wasn't the Lord's command, family. And we are doing it in the most upright way that we know how, in the most professional way that we know how, in the most inclusive way that we know how. And the document speaks for itself. I would like ones to really sit in a quiet space when they get a moment and read it with an open mind. Don't when you're reading it, don't listen to anyone that you have been speaking to in your head. Just read it with the voice that is within you, that Emmanuel that resides in us all. Yeah, read it with that voice guiding you through the document. And then come forward to I and tell I your true inner inspiration about the document. Blessed love, family.
My Lord, Majesty, you know, and we are
To the chair.
Go ahead, Honorable.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Blessed love, my Lord and Empress.
Honorable
You know, we
Co-Chair,
have come
Priest
thus far.
Lamont, give thanks for the eye,
Yes,
my Lord.
yes, my Lord.
Majesty.
Blessed love. You know, we have come thus far by faith, you know, honorable ones, you know, trusting, you know, in the truth and grace of our divine, you know, teacher. You know, there are 10 reasons that I could give why I would say the team of brethren that have put themselves to do this. They're quite competent of doing it because first of all, there were no other ones who had taken the challenge or the bravery to uh, take up this initiative to even amend the Constitution. So we have to see that now is when we have created the interest. The other ones now are looking at it, and I'm happy that the honorable priest is really reading it and commenting, because that is what we want everyone as a Baba Shanti to do, to read it and to comment and to find out why this was done or why that was not done, so that at the end of it we can have something that is inclusive and repeatable of everyone's input, as many as possible. But we use the brethren that were brave enough to take the challenge to amend the Constitution.
Now I hear you, Priest.
Yes, Honorable Chair. I am not in a space where the frequency is
Yeah,
good.
we
So
can hear
I
that.
will leave the floor now.
All right.
We can hear that.
I will leave the
But we
floor.
hear what the eye said, my lord. We have heard what the eye said, though, you know. So continue, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable. Yes, my Lord and Empress. Floor still open, you know.
Through the chair, Honorable, my Lord.
Honorable Priest Brown, Angel of the Pen.
Speaking of your phone, priest, make we hear you clear. We want to hear you clearly, because you always have something to say, but we want to hear you clear, priest. So speaking of your phone, please.
My Lord, Honorable.
My Lord.
Good. Yes, I speak now, please.
My thing is, the Constitution has to, I'm struggling with this word, dictatorship. Because someone's no one come up with it plain, but someone even complain about even certain runnings as dictatorship. So I'm looking forward to a constitution that does not display that type of picture. I'm looking
Explain
forward
that
to
to us,
that.
my lord. Explain that to us. Honorable priest, explain that to us. Don't leave us vaguely with that word, you know, because that word is a very
All right.
heavy word, you know.
As I asked last week, without a president, are we not going forward? I got an answer even listening to Priest Isaac in his initiative. him saying he take up the initiative to do what he's got to do. And I think it's a powerful message that we all must take up a positive stance. Now, concerning that message is that somewhat the constitute the association to me refers to aesthetical management, and I don't see a constitution then would have to, I would say, separate the church management from the statistical management for first clarity. You know, because to have, to me presently, to just select a, a president to make the decisions, it can be very disruptive. So we must look another course to bring things to clarity, my Lord and Empress.
Honorable
Majesty
Priest,
bless.
Chair, Honorable Chair, could I take the liberty of just saying something here to respond
Go
to the
ahead,
priest?
please. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes, Honorable. We you see after this segment, you know, since it's not a direct question, you see after this segment and we get through the formal ceremony that we are involved in, the second phase of today's gathering is to go into things like that. We are going to go in detail into what a Congress is. How does the Congress and the church interface together? Is it intertwined in this way? Is it a direct link? What we're going to define all of that as best as we can together in a short while. And I know that some of what you just said will be even clearer and it will be on the table at that point. I would ask the item indulgence if I and I could just get through this process to say if there is a specific um what you'd say now, a specific thing, a specific clarification that that someone would like or someone thinks should be in the document, we would entertain that. If there's a specific question about the document itself, we would love to entertain that. You know, if there is a reason, a solid reason for any opposition, we would like to entertain that. But you see, what you just said, I will just reiterate. We are gonna cover it in depth shortly, my lord, and I'm sure you will enjoy the fullness of what will take place. Back to the
But
chair.
my lad, but listen to the honorable priest. When he say dictatorship, I would like him to show us one clause or what reading that give him back that that interpret him interpret it as a dictatorship. Priest Brown.
He explained a while ago, and it's just that it's not, like I said, it's not directly linked. If you listen to his explanation, because he just explained his position. You know, that's why I said that we will get deeper into what he's talking about in a short while. But you know, if he can give us a
Because
clearer
no way,
definition, and if he can give us a
in
clearer
no
definition
way,
of that,
because no way
Honorable.
the document suggests, yeah, no way the document suggested that president, you never use that word. So I don't know what if it, you know, what give him that vibe to say the document, because we talking about the document, you know, we're not talking about what was, we talking about what we have here, what we construct off of the original and the upgrade and the bylaws. What part in that gives the honorable priest dictatorship vibes?
And even the letter, even everything that was explained a while ago, the letter that was read by the royal empress, it says that with the finished document ratified, we can now together as an international family sit and choose the administration. So there is no, and that administration hasn't been chosen yet. When the parliament seats family, a lot of things that ones are querying and looking to happen is has to be on the Parliament's shoulder. What we here are doing, we are just facilitating the process, by helping to have a document that can do it, and whatever else that we can do to help bring the unity that we can collectively put an administration in there. There's no one here, especially on the council, that is dictating any form of leadership, any form of position. So there is no even presumption of dictatorship here among I and I.
Through the chair,
My,
when you're
my
finished,
lord,
my
Honorable
lord.
Priest Nappy.
Yes, give thanks again for the once more. And it's been a while that we have been at working at the Constitution. All right. When we first started, you know,
Internet problems. Priest Nappy, just chip right out. All right, we are waiting for Priest Nappy to come in the meantime. Anyone have anything to add or
Hey, Priest Nappy.
back in?
I'm here. Can
All
you hear
right.
me?
Loud
All
and
right.
clear.
All right. Give thanks. So I'm saying that we've been at the Constitution for a little while now, and when we first realized that something had to be done, and we did our research, these are some of the things that we came up with, at least I came up with. And it says a constitution provides a fundamental framework for a government, outlining its structure and powers, while also defining the rights and responsibilities of citizens. Its primary reason for existence include establishing order and stability, preventing tyranny by limiting government powers, ensuring individual liberties and fundamental rights, creating a system of check and balances, and fostering national unity and a sheer sense of purpose. It serves as the supreme law of the land, allowing for adaptation and evolution through amendments to meet societal changes. Constitution creates a stable and organized system for governing a nation and define how power is structured and exercised. It also protects individual rights, fundamental rights such as freedom of speech, religion, and assembly, and protect individuals from governing outreaches, limited government power. A core purpose is to place legal limits on government authority, ensuring that the government cannot act arbitrarily and remains accountable to the people. And this is the part where I think where Honorable Priest Brown was, where maybe more, where was talking about the prevent of tyranny by establishing a framework of checks and balances and safeguarding rights. Constitution prevent any single branch or entity from accumulating too much power, thus safeguarding against tyranny.
My
A
lord.
constitution cannot serve as a national contract. It says a constitution can serve as a national contract, binding citizens together under a shared set of values, goal, and common identity. Provides stability and adaptation. It ensures rule of law, defines citizenship, and all of these things. So once we realize that this document that we have, was a document that was started, we realized that they did the best that they could during that time. And we found out that it really was not completed. And in order to go before the courts, you have to come in with a complete document. And that is what I and I, the elders, venture out upon. Many hours we spend reasoning about every single aspect of the Constitution. And I'm sure that everyone take the time out and go through it. They can see that it was fair and just. And as we say, we are open here at this moment. that anything that I want to say that needs, we offer suggestion, even though we know that amendments are going to happen once we seal it up. We can work out those other things and tweak it, as you would have said, in a more firm and stronger document. Give thanks to the work that all of the ones them do, and out of love, majesty. My Lord.
Honorable priest, give thanks, majesty bless, my Lord, and Empress. Yes, so I hope that give a clearance to the honorable priest. And as you say, moving forward, because it's not like an etched in stone, it's a living document. So amendments cannot be, the right amendment.
To the chair.
So, my Lord, yes, my Lord.
Honorable Majesty, give thanks.
Honorable Priest Knuckles, my Lord, blessed love.
We ask a little patience for I'm going to go through a little history. I remember when I first came, me and Priest Turks in Jersey are living together. And when I came, he was left behind. And by the time him for come, Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Jesus tell me to tell the rest of man them who coming forward. So if we bring tents, cause him stop below us. And later him build a new palace. The priest talk about the tabernacle that was there, and we build a new one. What is necessary, God does it, as long as it's right. I'm reminded also by Priest Virgo, who there with Dada from Bakawal. And when time him come and hear all the hymns were singing, him said the English must sing like some nine-night business and too slow. And the father said, sing it out for sing. And when time he must sing it, him look to the younger ones and say, I saw it for sing. And so there was a shift, a transition from how we come a yard, come a see it, to how it used to sing with prior to that. I'm just saying this to say that God changes things to move with the flow of time and energy and what is needed to be done. Now, there are ones whose reaction to the singing, to the new way, how it was singing without the Adonia and stuff like that. In their mind, it was something wrong, even though the father said, for sing it, so now we know. And they attributed the changes to the members of the parliament that surrounded the committee and stuff. And said the man them come change up God things. That wasn't so. God said, when time the priest sing it, it sound more lively, and the people them that you are trying to reach, not just the Bobo community, but the wider family would more understand it and be more receptive to how it's supposed to sing. Faster and without the Adonia and all of these things. So as I said earlier, change is something that some people are resistant to. But if it's not going from right to wrong, but instead going from low to highland, then the change is right. The Father is the workman in us all. In this Sabbath lesson where we read it say, I've given holy Abana Ishimak unto all that are wise-hearted. I have put wisdom that they may make all that I have commanded me to do. The Father set a governing body to run the Congress in his absence. A 32-member parliament to be fulfilled. But the constitution that was there was not complete, or it was wrapped around his presence being there. And so it has blocked the admission and the selection of a 32-member parliament. It caused a problem. So just like how Priest Virgo come and said, the hymn did a sing too slow, my lord, it need to sing up. So the heart of those that are wise-hearted. And just because I say that, that doesn't mean the Council of Elders is the only wise-hearted people in the Congress. There are many ones who are not in the Council of Elders who share in that same observation that the thing need to be changed and updated. Everybody afraid of the word change, so let we use updated and upgraded so that it can fulfill the mandate of a governing body, because some of the confusion that go on is because you don't have a central point and place that exercising authority, that ones have to respect that and fall in line with how the thing is supposed to go. It leave open that everyone in different area they do how them feel, or do how that priest or that set of ones who are elders tell them, say them understand. Does everyone know that while I was in the parliament hearings, the man them was amending the constitution? Does anyone know what was written, the amendments to that? No. So I give thanks to this platform where everything that is being done is put on the table openly, and everyone is invited. There's no one blocking no one from come because they don't disagree or anything in that. Everyone get a voice. That is how our governments run. And the extent to which the Congress has moved from one place, 3 places, to 10, 15 places now, it requires a universal body of governance to keep everything in line. There are many things to be done, projects on the continent, projects in Ethiopia, projects in Ghana that requires strength. All the man them. Because enough man landed and things say, once you reach Africa, you reach Zion and everything is going to be all right. And that isn't the reality of it. So it requires maintenance, it requires upgrade, it requires the strength, the unified strength of all of us as a body. And that is what this document is set to help us to get to that point, where we have members from each area that presenting their situation at the table, a round table, where everyone, and one can say, you know, say, this one you have, this can help that situation. Oh, these elders need some doctor when we have some nurses in the Congress, empresses that we can send them over there to do this. That is what we want, to have a functioning government. What we have yielded to is what Churchill did say, what in Putin are we going to take thousands of years to come out? The selfishness and the backbiting, where every day we say roll call, and the father say, Lego these ways, because these are not the ways of the children of God. Come to that unity where you listen. Listen with a voice of discernment. Don't listen because me not like Priest Knuckles, so we must say me not listen. Me not like Priest Doug if I did say something, me not like that. Listen to the essence of truth, because all of we know what it feels like. And respond and come to that unity that is necessary at this point in our development for us to move forward. This document not going to do everything, but it is sure better than not doing anything. And it is a way that we can access the unified governing body that the Father wants us to move forward, that the Congress can grow. One thing I love about Bobo, why I leave out of the world and come to this, is the order. It's not chaos, it's order. The man set an order. And for you to have progress, you need to align yourself with this order, how it go, how things are supposed to be. If you never understand what a parliament is, if you never understand what a document is, study it, find out what it is. As the priest just read what him read like a while. the definition of a constitution. Study that and come to the reality. Say this is not something different people are trying to bring in the Congress. This is what the Father lay out as the pathway for us to walk. And it is our duty to see that it is fulfilled. It's controversial in some areas, yes. But we have the ability to reason amongst ourselves. The man give us intelligence and say, no, that is not right. Yes, that is right. No, that don't sound right. Add in this. The priest yesterday said, him don't hear the essence of welcoming. All that we have to go put in. Welcoming the black house of Ethiopian Africans to this order. The justice that we need to apply to each other, this name calling and lick down thing. The 10 Commandments say, thou shalt not be a false witness. You can't talk things about people when you go so. And we allow these things to happen when we have a government. Any man that violate that, him going to get consequences. And that going to bring us to a more refined movement as how the Father did leave it when he was there. My Lord and Empress, give thanks. Let us listen to the heart within ourselves. God speaks out of us. When we sing this, the hymn say, all to Negos I surrender. That means him use our mouth, him use our heart, him use our feet to do his work.
Time, my Lord.
Selassie, Rastafari. Blessed, my Lord. Give thanks. Blessed.
Priest Oswald and Baba
Majesty
77
Majesty
and
bless. Blessed love.
Blessed love. Blessed love, my Lord and Empresses, Prince and Princesses. What a great day. What a great day. You hearing me?
Yes, my Lord.
Yes. Blessed love to one and all. What a great day before us. Things that we have to do, it should have been done, but we are able to do it at this time because it was designed by the Most High Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari, for this to happen on this day. With all these approaches, all the attempts, all the hard work and determination, give thanks for that. Because it is a living document that will guide us through. And it's living like we live, so we make adjustments in our lives, so there must be amendments in our living document. I will go to the revelation of my conversation before I come to the Genesis, and I will not be long. In the revelation of it, if a document has passed and it becomes legit and everybody approves and it goes through and things need to be repaired, it could still be amended. So why hesitate unless someone is scared to approach something? And if there's anything to discuss, this is the moment for us to discuss it right now, here and then. I'm talking about after what that was the revelation of my conversation. My conversation will start. Give thanks to the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. And my future is being discussed in a written document. It's just identified with the different under the constitution people put in direct. Our future was always in our hand and overseen by Jehovah. The reason for us to mantle that world to do what we are doing actively, doing what is the perfect verification and beneficial solutions. It is important and necessary for this living document to guide I that makes I functional for being legit and assures us our security to partake in functions, governmental, churchical, statical, sabbatical, internationally. It is necessary for the first thing to do is to regulate and control the right. The right means put the legislative branch in place so the laws could be made, and we are convening then as a government to administrate the works of EABIC internationally and universally, as a divine, collective, established Congress moving on. That is all we are doing today. Education, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the spirit of discernment, and longevity, we will do it. We will see things. There's a lot we have to do. I don't want to stray from the point. It is more important today to be able to comprehend, understand, and direct our duty that stand before I and I to organize, activate, adapt, and understand our duties. Let us do the function. We are doing a good job. I hope everyone sees that. As I said, the revelation of it is if anything went wrong with that thing, it is already approved and we are already legal. We are not floating no more. We are standing on solid constitutional ground, which could be a
Bless the Lord, my Lord. Majesty bless, honorable priest. Yes.
Baba 777. Baba Ken.
Bobo Ken.
Up.
Bobo Ken.
Bobo Ken 777.
My Lord.
Blessed love. Blessed
You're
love,
far
my Lord
away
and
from your
Empress.
mic. The mic. We need a prophet.
My Lord, I'm a mic there right up to the judgment. As you know, I trying to speak as clear. You could hear me better now, Shanti?
Not ready. So just make it short and sweet then, sir.
I shall do. My Lord and Empress, I do give thanks for the revision of the Constitution. I do give thanks for this blessed moment, you know, from the blessed life giver who give it all moments in our life, within the moments of time in life. Holy Emmanuel, I. Selassie,
Ja. Rastafari.
Rastafari. My Lord and Empress, I really don't want to speak too much on the new Constitution because I hear a elder kind of vent the kind of concerns I had originally when I hear about the revision. But in listening today, it reminds me of a scripture in the Bible which tell you have to keep up to the times and the changes of things in times, like even technology. I need to find a scripture. You check possibly before this council of the elders reasoning over, so I could send it to Precisely or Empress Trisha, and they could, you know, but what I am doing there in line with the works of the Most High Jah, you know. So it ain't nothing to see things being revised and things being updated. I give thanks for the item. I give thanks for the item efforts, and I look forward to the rising of the service order here in St. Croix, which I'm on still long for. You know, it been a couple months since I see Priest Kareem and hear from him. And I think I'm gonna make it my mission this week to go down in the west side and try and find him myself personally. So until then, until we meet at Niga's feet, my Lord and Empress, Prince and Princess, all royal angels and royal family present, may Jah through Christ bless the item and all the item loved ones with good health and all strength, all safety
My
and
Lord.
guidance and all divine protection eternally and Jah.
Honorable Prophet Bobo Ken, my Lord.
One
Bless
prophet
them.
love.
Honorable. Floor is open, my Lord. So,
The chair.
Honorable Priest Adigan.
Yes, do give thanks. You know? Yeah, like the Bible says, art is indicting a good matter, you know. So, a good matter, you know. So, like we say, changes. And this brings me to the biblical book. What name? Ecclesiastes 3. Time and season. So, we're in the era.
Can hardly hear you, Chris.
In the time of Ecclesiastes 3, you know, where time and season for everything, and the season is now.
Please come a little nearer to the mic, please.
Yeah, the season is now for that change, you know, in going forward, you know. So yeah, we have to fulfill the Ecclesiastes 3, you know. You know, many things it said, but you know, there's a time and season for everything, and we at that point now. We can't just be at that cross point in the road and now move, you know. We have to do something, you understand? So like we said, we was young Somewhere we are now we all. You understand? Things don't remain the same, yet nothing is new under the sun. So the word change often sometimes think you're gonna go away from the original, but that's why amend and revise are better words to use, because that means you're basically just updating something but not going away too far from the original foundation of what was. Cause like I said, when I come at the foundation, hymns like new every morning is the love was a singing at the morning. No. And from month to month, the hymns and the chorus, the hymns in particular, would rotate like every morning the red sun rise, and these were classic morning hymns. No, this is where we are. Jerusalem, my happy home. Roll call. What the other one there? What a gathering here on that bright and golden morning, right? So, and no one thing, the closing hymn, devotion hymn, when I got to the foundation in 1992 was, we shall stand before the king. And from King Emmanuel make him stay, everyone said them now go rotate or change no him, and so it a go stick at the chorus. Great change since I was born. We now go sing no other closing chorus. You understand? And these things, so I no feel say it would have hurt the father if I and I just continue with the rotating what we used to do. You understand? You know, bring back some classic morning hymn. We not have to stuck somewhere just because King Emmanuel met the muka. There's a narrative say King Emmanuel stamp him mark, and that's what him left. So if we go with that. You understand? Even the emperor says it in his speech, you know. We will be replaced by the oncoming generation. The emperor says this as it relates to the throne. Him said they will be replaced by the when him talk to the French woman, him tell him say one time we was young, now we old. When she asked him for that, through the pain and sorrow why his majesty suffer from so much, losing so much loved ones, him said to the woman, Cassafet, enough and run the woman, because she asked him about that. And that was not what the whole interview was about. So I don't know. I listen all the suggestions and all these things, and it's an international congress, and I hear a sound where one said, don't watch the numbers, watch the art. But like I say, I was reasoning with the Empress. Please, I'm this to I deal with the right where you see in yourself, but that's just it. Every person thinks their eye view is the right. And sometimes people swear there's 22 people on this thing now. What say you have four, I'll just go with that even number and say 14, right? And you have 7 saying the same thing, and you have 7 on the other side saying the same thing, but they can't come to a one nucleus, because the one thing what everyone, what they want to call them fraction splinter group, they all say King Emmanuel is their God and King and their president. And we all, they say them on their side themselves, you know. And then we might see something in them what we feel is not really conveying love. And then, you know, yes, we need to go forward, but it now go get rid of the calamities and the backlash and all of these things in reality.
1 minute lead, Breeze.
Honorable. So you see, cause you remember you say Africa awaits its creation and its creators. You understand, you know, we have to be willing to put the shoulder to the wheel, you know. So how I see it now, we still have many obstacles, but continue on. That is why Iman did sing the chorus through the topic what was right. That's why Iman did say I will sing press along, you know. after the battle, the sweeter the victory. So, you know, we just go and press along and do what we're doing. Because, like I say, from his right, I'm with it. You understand? Like I know, like I say, I might not like ways in a person, but for the better good, I will overlook them ways in that person and deal with the right what I can see what we can bring out of each other. Yeah. Too much time we try bring the bad out of each other. If we start concentrate and work on bringing the good out of each other. You understand? This is an international congress. This congress is bigger and further than the days when King Emmanuel just rise it. And that's what flesh have to understand, old and young, you know? So that's
My
my
Lord.
view, you know? You know? Yes,
Yes,
my
sir.
Lord. Bless them.
Majesty bless. Yes, my Lord. Well, a man only have power over himself, you know. So you have to look, you know, from the right in yourself, wherein, you know, seeing no one oppressed, you know, hungry fed, you know, I'm at that place in man know thyself. So when you know thyself, you have to recognize yourself said way in other flesh, because it's just that oneness, you know. We all are unique in our own individual ways, but that general oneness, you can feel it in each other, you know. Sometimes you don't even agree with your own self. So let me just move to the right of itself and give thanks for a like-minded one. Because at the end of the day, charge the control tower. We didn't just meet up one another just like this. We didn't go down by some bar or it's not a nice dance and we didn't listen to some music. No, it was a desire to see a right. And all of we see it. So that is the one God in us all and the confident in your heart and that in a good matter. You know, so floor is open, my Lord and Empress. Majesty bless. So we don't want to tarry too long either neither. We have a part of the reason we want to come and touch on, which we think is a great clearance also. You know. So moving forward, my Lord, how the agenda going? Empress Trisha, you can put it up. Bless. Yeah.
The next segment should be the ratification of the amendments on bylaws. Don't know if you want to do it another 4 minutes.
Another what?
Couple of minutes to hear what others have to say, or we go, or you
Okay.
go.
I don't think anyone have anything else to say, but we still have to get a minute to see if any seal a word from anyone.
Chair, my Lord and Empress.
Honorable Priest Brownie, my Lord.
We can't be afraid of changes. We have to take it boldly and uprightly. Before we move on, I just wanted to let Priest Knuckles know that, and the rest of the congregation know that even before Priest Virgo came up with that and that point us there, Dada had pointed us that we must not only sing the hymns that we hear that we come and learn, but we should also to hear to sing them in the rhythm that he used a bakawal. But that is the reason why we say we can't be afraid of changes. But at that time, someone seen like reversing. They never see it as a forward move in a musical education to be able to sing the Naya Bingi within any rhythm. So that's why it never even took off till even Priest Virgo come in and it took off on that level. So fear sometimes can be very damaging, my Lord and Empress. Blessed love.
My Lord. Yes, seriously.
Would any of the senior priests like to read the next, the ratifications of the amendment and bylaws? Honorable Priest Ainsley.
Put it up, Makasi.
So seeing that there is no serious objections to the ratification of the amendments and the bylaws of the EABIC Constitution. Today, September 28, 2025, at 2:58 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, the following is read. Honorable Priest.
Okay. Rastafari. Continue. The EABIC, in positioning themselves to continue to represent the poor and disenfranchised, have after 3 decades finally concluded the upgrade of the Congress Constitution with the participation of the international family. With the project in its completion, the members can now seat the Parliament with the collaboration of the Foundation at 10 Miles, Bull Bay, and all interested stakeholders. The Congress can now reunite our efforts as the family of Christ and will fulfill the mission of the King. The Congress is on a rise from lowland to Mount Zion, the island of our divine consciousness. Holy Emmanuel I, Haile Selassie I, Cha, Rastafari, my Lord and Empress. It is now established that the ratification of the amendments and bylaws as set forth is now officially and are included as a part of the Constitution of the EABIC. Majesty bless. Yes, my Lord and Empress. So, standing to our purpose through heeding God's command. Honor them the faithful few all hail to Daniel's part. Dare to be a Daniel, dare to stand alone, dare to have a purpose firm, and dare to make it known. The Black Christ salvation. Man of right is God in flesh, woman of right is goddess, said the Lord our God. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, my Lord and Empress, Majesty.
Honorable Chair, let the record now show that the proposed draft upgrade of the EABIC's constitution is hereafter deemed ratified by the majority in attendance of the Constitution Convention. Blessed love family.
My Lord.
Repeat, my Lord. Let me type it in one time.
Let the records now show that the proposed draft upgrade of your Africa Black International
I'm sorry.
Congress is
If proposed, someone is making noise in the background. That the proposed draft.
The proposed draft document, the proposed draft of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Constitution is hereafter deemed ratified by the majority of members in attendance. Blessed love, royal family.
By the hereafter being ratified by the majority
of the members in attendance.
Is that it, Honorable Priest?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Priest Savannah? Remember, I'm typing.
Oh, might mute. Yeah, yes, Empress.
Yes, sir. So, any you have any comments moving forward, or we should just
Forward. Moving
go
forward, family.
go into
Moving
the
forward.
yeah.
Sorry, my lord. Moving forward, we will still be tweaking the document as the Honorable Priest Nappy alluded to in his speech to include few things that have been brought to I and I by prominent senior members within the Congress. So the finished document, while ratified, will not be usable until those clauses are inputted into the document. Thereafter, it will be legalized using the standard process. In the islands, it is the Justice of the Peace signing in front of witnesses. In the US, it is notary public, again, signing in front of witnesses to validate the document. And then, yeah, the document will be usable. Give thanks, Majesty.
My Lord and Empress. Yes, my Lord. Blessed. Any comments? Or we just move forward into the next segment, my Lord and Majesty, defining the definition of our Congress and the church. You know, we were reasoning amongst ourselves, and it prompted me to put up a question. I believe I put it up on the executive board and the priest reasoning. Is the Congress a church? And at the end, you know, it might sound like, like it's simple, like, and it's natural. But we really see to understand the fullness of the Congress that we stand in. We have to understand it and the science of the Congress and everything else. Because we, you know, well, I will open the floor, you know, how I see it, you know. It's like now come with question and answer, but we just edifying ourselves and refining ourselves so that, you know, when we speak, it even makes sense in our own head. For the youths, them, you can't just give them rhetoric, you know. You see, because them have information at the fingertips. So we want that what we speak, you know, is grounded on reality and facts. You know? Yeah. So we now put that question to the floor. You know, is the Congress a church? My Lord, Honorable Priest.
We just want to know the etymology of the word church, because we always say tabernacle, as the Bible says. So, you know, priest as well as priest nothing would have give us the etymology of church, you know, the original language and support, you know, one perfect.
My Lord. Yeah, let me hear the Honorable Priest. Priest, you could repeat yourself.
The etymology of the word. He just wants the man to give the definition of the word church.
Okay. Of the word church.
Yeah.
Priest, not be close by to do that. I know the exam definition, man, you know.
My Lord, bless the Lord, my Lord and Majesty.
Yes, sir.
My Lord.
Blessed. You hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we hear
Honorable.
you. God.
To the church.
Yes, Honorable. We here in the eye now.
Yeah, the church derives from the Greek word Kuriton, Doma, meanings the Lord's house, a public building or a place for worship. A church can be modest in structure and appearance or large within. Stained glass windows in grand interior. That is the church. Different from the Congress. The Congress refers to a formal gathering of representatives from different groups, countries, or states. More specifically, the legislation body consisting and a House of Representatives responsible for making laws or however their constitution allows it. The term Congress originated from the Latin word congressu, meaning an encounter or meeting, and it still denotes the large formalizing of delegates and representatives in an organization with ideas making decisions, my Lord and Majesty.
My Lord.
That said, my Lord. I can't make me think the kind of chip out so me not hear everything what I was saying. But yeah, from what the priest said, the floor is open for any response.
My Lord and Majesty. Yes. You see, the Greek interpretation for church, right? Versus the Ethiopian interpretation for church. The word for church in Ethiopia is beta Christian. Bet Christian. Now it's got the word Christian now. If you split them up, if you put them together, they make and translate them to English, they make the word church. But if you was to literally translate them, the word beta or bet means house. So in Ethiopic terms, it would be saying house of Christians, which is technically the building, the church is where Christians usually gather. So as in Ethiopia, they would have never used the word church. They would use the word better Christian. You understand? In the West now, we're using the word church and see the brethren in terms of the etymology of words, right? He came with the Greek definition of what is church, but yet the Ethiopic definition uses a word, what is common in the word. It has the word house and Christian together, which makes the word church in English, you understand? So better Christian. So language is another factor as well. And as it
My
relates,
Lord.
right, and then
Go
we
ahead.
go church again. In our doctrine, the church is one foundation, is Jesus Christ our Lord. Now, when we go with international concepts, we're going to go to buildings. But when we go to the spiritual and the terrestrial understanding of the church, the celestial understanding of the church, it relates to persons. And, the church is one foundation, is Jesus Christ the Lord. He is, the item know the verses and what incline in terms of the word sound. So the church has always been defined as a building, but yet it is a person biblically as well. You understand? Yeah, the Bible always refers to Jesus as the church, on who we rest and who the foundation, the Father rests up everything on. Israel, even
My
of Israel is being referred to as the church also. So it's how you look at it. Are you looking at a building, or you're looking at a universal goodie of people to make up the church? outside of a building.
My
You
lord,
know,
give thanks.
right? So the
Yes.
church.
And
You
I
know,
like either Priest Knuckles or Priest Rasavana. Show us a history of the Congress and how the word church came into our headings, my lord.
To the chair, my lord.
I would
Blessed.
defer to the Honorable Priest Knuckles to give us that nice piece of history.
Yeah. Priest
To the
Priest
chair.
as well. Yeah.
I would like to just say one more thing fast and sweet about the church before Priest Knuckles continue. Understanding of the church.
After you get the history. After you get the history, you go come in. How are we here? The history.
I have the history.
Nah,
right.
not the history what I talking about.
All right. I just have the Ethiopian
So
history of it.
listen, I know. Honorable Priest Knuckles, my lord.
Not that history, Honorable Priest as well. No disrespect. We want that history after that one. This is the
Tell him, yeah.
Congress definition of you know of how it came to be and all of that. The Honorable Priest can since certain other priest is not here, Honorable Priest Knuckles can best give us that little piece of history.
Maybe not the best, but my understanding. Name of the Congress changed at least 3 times, but it always was the Congress. And when we're on the altar, we say Congress stand churchical, statical, governmental, parliamental, and later they added sabbatical. That means it's a government, the government for the poor and the have-nots. We give the people them a voice that they didn't have in the local and Jamaican and ex-government. Now, sometime in the 90s, the brethren went out of the
They're
airport.
breaking up.
Pardon me. I know this thing I don't want to fade sometime in the day, you know. Any better now?
Priest right here, yo. Three times we have distorted on your end, but he has been clear to I and I.
Okay.
Continue.
So, to get, I think it had to do with either the engine or some parts for your truck that they went to the immigration to pick up. Or the
customs.
The customs. Thank you very much, my lord. Yes. And the officer said to them, to the brethren that went, but they hide them not church. You know, say the church them have leniency in the taxes and what you have to pay when you import or bring in something into the country. And when the priest came back and reported that to the father, that's when the Church of Salvation was added to the name of the Congress. So all along and until today, it is a poor people's government. The Congress represents the poor and the have-nots, seeking our rights to repatriate home to our heavenly home. It has its function, statical, governmental, parliamental, sabbatical. All these things were running while you had a committee up by the office taking care of legislation and writing letters and pamphlets. You had a set of priests who control the priest. Giffey was the head of the church, basically, under the father. And you had man on the broom field that take care of the broom, going out and coming in, going to stick bush and go for straw and all of these things to take care of our statical affairs. The name churchical was added to get the rights and privileges that churches have in bringing in things into the country without a heavy taxation and levying tax on us. And over the time it has sort of taken over in the hearts of those who don't know the history of it, that it is the Congress is a church, the Congress is a government for the poor and the have-nots, and the church is a part of the Congress. It's not the Congress is a part of the church. The other way around, my Lord. I hope that make a little clarification, my Lord and Empress. Blessed.
Yes, my Lord. To the chair.
Yes,
Honorable
Honorable
Priest.
Priest. Yes, Honorable, yeah, my mic there. Yes, Honorable Priest. Big
Yes, I
clearance,
will
my Lord. Big clearance.
and I will just add to what the priest said, because the priest has said most of it in its entirety. I will just add this. We stand governmental, parliamental, statical, churchical, sabbatical. Those are institutions within the Congress family. The church is an institution. Okay? You understand? The government in of itself is an institution. And so the other components, the other components make up that full fifth kingdom, that five extended arms that the Congress represents. Now they work in symbiotically to fulfill the overall function of the Congress. Because part of the Congress's work as an embassy is to make sure that the people that we are representing and sending to the continent are in the right frame of mind and have the right skill sets. And why that was important to the father, it was one of the things that the father said when the mission in the 60s went to Africa. Make sure that you send the right people. Now, there is no wrong people who want to come home, but everything has stages and steps to it if it's going to be successful. When you're going home, remember Ethiopia and Ghana and these places, especially at that time, were not overflowing with funds, with liquid funds. They were overflowing with resources, natural resources, but no liquid funds. So there was no ready-made infrastructure awaiting us to come home. So it was being, defined that when sending ones, send the right people, meaning your builders, your economists, what you need to set up that you can survive without being a burden to the state. So you're going to send home your architects and your builders to build the infrastructure. You're going to send home your economists to set up business, to fund the ones and ones now, the communities that we are setting up as returnees and support and so on. That was what Her Majesty was stating. And that is part of the Congress's function, to make sure that we are in the right frame of mind, that we don't go into Africa and go climb people them flagpole and tear down them flag, that the right people coming, we're coming with builders so we can build and develop. Yesterday, I was stop here with this. Yesterday I interviewed a virgin Ras Abe from Ethiopia. He's a born Ethiopian who had to flee during the Derg and grew up, was educated in the West, returned home in 2000, been back home since, for 25 years now. We were speaking about Shashamane and what is happening there. And, I was interviewing him. So I was asking him, why did we lose the land? How that go? Give me a little insight into that. And one of the things that he said was that when we received that land, what Africans were looking to see from us, and Honorable Priest Bariso always says this, was the I coming in and developing the land. Not coming and create another trench town and another Baka wall and another Tivoli Gardens, but coming in and developing the land in a way that uplifts the community, assimilates us into the community as part of the community, where the community in itself is benefiting from the development. We did not do that, family. So when these other governments came in, they were not sentimental about us like Her Majesty. So they did what governments would normally do: take back the land and give to people who have the funds and the vision to develop it. Now, the Virgin Shaka yesterday and what he said, he says that right now, Shashamane is one of the most primest property that is being developed in Ethiopia presently. He says, what makes it so prime? It has 5 roads coming from 5 different directions leading there. And it has the King's Highway running right there, leading straight across. So it is perfect for trade, for all kinds of things. And it is being developed, but not by INR. See? So I'm saying all this to say, we have to understand what the government's purpose is, what the church's purpose is, to fulfill the mission of the
Time,
king.
please. Time.
The king wanted to be fulfilled.
And Priest as well as dear, yeah?
Peace as well. Can go ahead, my lord. I'm still on. Floor is open, my lord and empress. Peace
Bobo
as well.
Ken and Bobo Mark's hand is up. Bobo Ken.
Priest Azwad is there, you know. Priest Azwad is on the platform. His mic is just muted.
Right. But in
Peace
the
as well.
meantime, Bobo Ken and Bobo Mark hand is up. Bobo Ken, maybe you would like to put your question in the chat.
Yeah.
Can I hear you?
Peace as well. Is about? Unmute your mic.
You unmute your camera, but you don't unmute your mic. You unmute your camera, please.
All right, yeah. Go ahead.
My lord.
My lord.
The Ethiopian version of the church is primarily the Orthodox Theolado Church, the oldest Christian church dating back to the 4th century. This church is distinct for its use of the Ge'ez language, a broader scriptural canon that includes books like Enoch and its unique tradition of holding the actual Ark of the Covenant. The church is a significant part of Ethiopia's culture and identity. Key characteristics. Ancient roots. Christianity was established in the kingdom of Aksum in modern-day Ethiopia around 1330 AD, making it one of the world's earliest Christian nations. Theolado theology terms. Theolado means being unified or made one. Refers to Christology beliefs. The church uses ancient Ge'ez language for liturgy and extends biblical canon, including the books found in Christian denomination, such as First Enoch. Ark of the Covenant, central belief in the Ethiopian Orthodox safeguards actually the Ark of the Covenant. In addition to the ordained of the service of the colleagues, the responsibility for music and dance and traditional knowledge are controlled by the Bratas. There's a cultural significance. The cultural identity of the church was profoundly shaped and did shape Ethiopian history and culture and identity. And just a view of how the church come about in Ethiopia, which is the oldest church what you could explain about.
My Lord.
Give thanks, man.
Give thanks.
Pertinent, you
know? Yeah, the floor is open.
No, Mark is there with his hand up.
Honorable Prophet Mark, my Lord.
Yes, my Lord, Honorable Priest, Honor Prophets, Empresses of the Royal Congregation. Give thanks, Priest Rasavana, I man do give thanks. Yeah, you mentioned that that was a lovely documentary. I man watch it, Real interesting documentary. So yes, give thanks. But I have a definition here of church and seeing with Congress in the Black Law Concordance. When we say etymology, the proper usage of the English word, So church, in its most general sense, and religious society founded and established by Jesus Christ to receive, preserve, and propagate his doctrines and ordinance. It may also mean a body of communicants gathered into church order, body of community of Christians united under one form of government by the profession of the same faith and the observance of the same ritual and ceremonies, place where persons regularly assemble for worship, congregation, organization for religious purposes, religious society or body, the clergy of officialdom of the religious body, and the church courts say tribunal within the structure of a church charged with adjudicating disputes of an ecclesiastical nature which may not be adjudicated in civil courts. That's the definition of church and the church courts. My Lord.
Blessed.
So when it comes to Congress, same way, Congress in the Black Law Concordance definition, it's a formal meeting of delegates, of representatives. The Congress of the United States was created by Article 1, section of the Constitution, adopted by the Constitutional Convention on September 17, 1787, providing that all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall be consist of a Senate of the House of Representatives. The first Congress under the Constitution met on March 4, 1789, in the Federal Hall of New York City. The membership of the consisted of 20 senators and 59 representatives, the House of Representatives Senate. That's the definition of Congress, different from church.
My Lord.
So give thanks, my Lord, as the Honorable Priest Knuckles had mentioned, Yes, of a church, and how it was set up. Give thanks.
So we see the history of the Congress. While we are a Congress, we still stand churchical, because that I always point to the tabernacle. The word church came in as to get a benefit, for lack of a better word. So this is where you could see, I is not the Christian. Sometimes through the word church coming, the Christian tendencies seep into. But we are a Congress, with a church. Before the word church was in there, remember it was still governmental, parliamental, churchical, statical, and sabbatical. Honorable Empress Maisie.
Welcome.
Empress Maisie, you're saying something?
Sorry, Chair. I don't know how the mic open. Sorry, my Chair. Very sorry.
Yes, my Lord and Majesty. So, it sounds subtle, but it's a serious thing where you could see a type of a mindset step in, the religious mindset, because the man teach us as a people, as a government, international, and as a people, we start with moral ethics. We govern ourselves with moral ethics, man of right is God in flesh, woman of right is goddess. So Jah, come to that world of Christ, that whole structure of Christ. So we come now, Jah show us to be a mirror to each other. When we see each other, we should mirror and see ourselves. The same way how when we look at Jah, we see ourselves. So, as we say, we're just redefining and, fine tuning the culture, my Lord and Majesty. Floor is open, my Lord and Majesty.
Empress Akim has her hand up. Empress Akim has her hand up, my lord.
Honorable Empress Akim, Majesty.
Yes. Blessed love, royal family. I give thanks for
Blessed
this
love.
reasoning. Yes. I have several thoughts and opinions on the reasoning right now as far as the church goes and the government and the Congress. I first wanted to state that in my most recent studies, I was wondering too, really and truly, about the etymology of the word church. And of course, what was given was a Greek term, which is not ancient nor African, but yet and still, just being that, this is the major language that we use in the West, the called out ones. As a youth, I always felt that that was right and just, and that even when I was in the church, and a Christian, I did not feel as though it would be a church building or a denomination that the Most High would be seeking, but it would be individuals, and that I myself am a church. It's not necessarily a building. And so, again, that term Greek still applies. And I feel like it's true because I think it's an individual walk, but then collectively we come together to make the church. And the church itself being a building which we come together to gather, which could be, again, when we think about, the continent, it may be outdoors. There may be no walls. So we are the walls, we are the temple, And so I just wanted to share that because that's my understanding of it. And then I've always too meditated on and yearn to see this happen, where the church will be or the government will be on the shoulders of the Most High. Because when I think about faith, spirituality, and the government, I'm like, okay, here in the States, in the West and Babylon, church and government is seen as being separate, is what they say. But when I think about it in a spiritual African perspective, I see it as being one and necessary that, the government being, is supposed to gear people or steer people in a way, that is the definition of government too, is that it's supposed to steer or show the way. So when you put together the spiritual aspect of it with the systematic or, institutional way, we as a people now are supposed to gear or steer the people in a spiritual aspect. And I think that when we have that focus, that we would do the right, because we can't separate, the spiritual aspect from the systematic or institutional aspect. And I just wanted to share, that's my understanding and meditation on it,
Rastafari.
Yeah, give thanks,
Majesty.
Yes.
When give thanks, Honorable Empress Akim, your input is always cherished, because it always have merit to it. When His Majesty came to Trinidad, one of the speeches he made, and I always remember it, is what that he said, governments exist solely for the premise of the people. So when you hear as a government, you hear the people criticizing you, don't feel no way. Listen to them. They too have a voice and try right, that wrong card. Here is a government. You exist for the people. So at the same thing with Jah and the Congress is a government for the poor and have-nots. But it's more is a government that is gearing the people in a moral and ethical way. This is why we have the tabernacle there said way, and we practice royal principles you know, as how His Majesty say, spiritual and material go hand in hand. A lot of us figure say, well, spiritual is praying and material is like money and business. But our time I get through our Ethiopian works, and what they're saying is that your material, your secular life must be guided by the moral ethics and value of your spiritual life. So hence you see, man of right is God in flesh. You would like to be with a man like that to own a business because he will do it with your fear, he'll do it with your honest. You know, it is not because business is business and church and God is God. So it's a oneness. If they go hand in hand. My Lord and Empress. Floor is open.
True, man. So very true.
Any comments?
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress, my Lord.
Honorable Bobo Ken, my Lord.
Yeah, Shanti, I could hear me clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Lord and Empress. To give a word, son, I was actually looking for the scripture, and I don't know if the item read the chat.
Blessed love, honorable priest.
Prophet is a prophet.
The recording is not picking up the
Your
private.
sound.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I asked if he can put question in the chat.
Type it out. We will read it out. You will hear us read out your question, my lord. Because it's not registering on the recording. You know that way the prophet can, my lord? All right. Yeah.
I think you need a further problem there.
Yeah. Honorable priest, my lord.
Yeah, so to we find out we are standing on a mud flood, right? So everywhere you go up on earth, you know, we still stand up on the great city of Atlantis. Right. So when I ask the question, you know, I remember I say I and I as Rasta, you know, it's not that we are culturing ourselves, you know. You see, when we ask about church, because I and I did not say the kingdom of the Almighty is with man and woman. So we know say, you know, it's not the building all the while we are speaking about. I and I don't get the best teacher already, you know. You see? So it's not that I and I are here just culture and Rastaman and Rastaman because we don't really practice that because or you say a Rastaman and a Rastaman, you know, say is a spiritual person. Yeah, look for it's a Rastafari already because Rastafari is a thing where Mama prayed of. Everyone afraid of when you take up this. It maybe get comfortable now.
Yes,
you know, this time, but one of the time to check up Rastafari is coming like you're putting your neck in the guillotine because yes, you're not going you're going against the set thing that's set there. Because number one, you know, you're going to see that spiritual part of the God where they say God is a spirit, but the truth part now you see him in yourself, which that truth part are now the world don't see in themselves, just like
Rastafari.
That truth part now Rastaman today still find into Ethiopia. And that is the difference between King Emmanuel now and another individual and them, you know, the Kume, the Baalid, and all of these different heads we find forward now. You know, the kingdom of God within. You know, is not even say look upon King Emmanuel. Because as I ever tell you about this individual who come to ask the man why you have the man them on the hill praising you, your God. And at that moment it was King Emmanuel who opened the door and welcomed the God. So, you know, in the kind again, down, him have nothing more to say. You know? So the man why we just find the kingdom of God within. And unity is the only acceptable goal. You know, as I hear one individual say, everyone say King Emmanuel. So what stop us to come together then? One program.
Honorable priest, my lord, give thanks. Yes, my lord and Empress, floor is open.
My Lord and Majesty, just pick up on the last point where Priest Herb just say, yeah, when I man say no matter the fraction or the area, everyone has said King Emmanuel or the Black Christ or them master teacher or them standard bearer or them, what them call it, the mediator for God amongst us, right? So what is stopping us? Yeah, in asking the question, you know, the second question, yeah, what is stopping us? Because if them say unity is the accept to go, if everyone, if the common, you know, the hymn at evening, it say we travel around the common cause, we travail around the common cause, and that's what we're doing. That's what's been going off right now. Constitution, we travail, and we're supposed to look at the commonalities towards why we would want to amendment, why we would want to upgrade. But instead we look into the needs and the necessity of it going forward, we travel around the common cause. Yeah, so Priest Earl just asked that question this, right? The whole of we have said the same man. So what a stop we? And that is a very important question to me.
You don't know what stop we, Priest? You want me to tell you what stop we? Priest?
Go through, my Lord, and tell me your opinion. No problem.
The Jesus Christ mindset. The Jesus Christ mindset. Just transfer it.
To what, priest?
We now see the Emmanuel in us all. So we look to this one and we all love him, you know, dearly, truthfully. We not doubt no man love. But we not see him in one another. That Jesus Christ mentality, like, you know, see, I love Jesus. You know, that woman say, oh, Jesus is my man. But they can't deal with one another. But all of them love Jesus. And that kind of a mindset, we have to come out of and see the God in us all. That love we have for that, and that we have to have for one another. So it demands. No, I just tell them, say, I get the answer when I give. Yeah, priest, go ahead. I didn't want to take over your reason.
Everything good, me just say, my major concern is right. And simple as I want to look at, yes, I fully understand that we have to see the God in each other. But all I see, for every clearance given, there still comes a rebut. And that are the thing what I do my head in, you understand? For every clearance, which is good clearance, there's still a rebut or something what doesn't make it be acceptable, and that bug me right now. Me could, you know, me gonna make it stifle me, but me I say.
What is the rebut? Put it in words.
I can finish, please. Rasavana want to come in.
All right.
Yeah, well, you know, the rebut. What may I say? I'm not saying from I and I'm just saying, remember, the international community, right, is with the thing. But like me say, when you look amongst the disciples, right, Judas Iscariot, with the money mindset and thing, him betray master. When him realize what him do, him carry back the 30 pieces of silver and him throw it down. And the scribe and Pharisee who kind of inveigle him to do it, turn around and say, we no response about that. You know, we get where we want. We no response about that. And, you know, that kind of attitude, we amongst ourselves, like, we no response about certain little thing which is important to I and I. You know, see it?
A minute, please. You have a minute, leave.
Yeah. It's very important to I, man, for everything to be in its right time and space in this Congress. That's why man say, the sooner we get past this ratification, the sooner we can deal with constitution and set a constitutional parliament and be up to check and scratch with the rest of the world. My Lord and Empress, bless it.
Who is the priest, Dax?
Simon Myla.
Okay, 1 minute. Please, Radigan, when we get over this hill, we have a higher hill to climb. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
I just wanted to add my 2 cents into that conversation.
Yeah.
What was Christ's lesson to I and I? What was the lesson that Christ taught? You know, even looking not just looking from the practical, we lived it with that sense, but even from a scriptural sense. What was the lesson? You know, because we keep, you know, people are getting confused about
The
themselves.
be as he is.
My Lord. My Lord. You understand when the man say, walk, Peter, walk. If I do it, yeah, I can do it. Walk.
All right.
See, the man say, all right. And I will end with this. A set of ones, the set of the disciples, them come off a mission. And when them up, go towards them base, them buck up on a next set of one that is not from amongst them, doing the same thing that they were doing. And when they rush to the master and say, yo, Father, I see some man around, so, you know, I'll do the same thing, you know. And right now, and like them upset. So the father asked them, so whose name? Who them that do it? But yours, man, you know, the same work, man. Same work, you know. No difference. I and I come for the same work, my lord. The work he was teaching his disciples to do as he did, to be as he was. There's no difference if you're living it. It's the difference now, you know. If you don't have confidence in yourself, then you cannot be. You're twice defeated in the race of life, according to the honorable prophet. But with confidence, you have won before you started. I and I have to define I and I self. Is I and I the Christ walking in that divine order? Are we something else? My Lord and Empress.
My Lord. It's have a little phase me coin with myself. What you want to see, you must be. What you want to see, you must be. It's a hard road to travel. Floor is open, my Lord and Empress.
Priest Rasavana. Yeah, we need like you just say, and Priest Honorable just mentioned. You see that Jesus Christ bombo clat ratness. Yeah, we need for Ashwa Kwezi did a
Mind the guy.
yeah, my lad.
Mind the guy.
We know the
give
emotion,
thanks.
we know
But we
the
know what we're
emotion.
talking about.
But
Then anyway.
My Lord, we live stream, please.
Oh, okay. Yes, my lad. Sorry about that. All right. So yes, Ashwa Kwezi would be a good like Ashwa Kwezi did the documentary, would be a good documentary to show, you know, that he did show about that, you know, and the whole breaking down, you know. Just give thanks. Just had to say that, you know, yeah, because Ashwa Kwezi has some good documentary that he did show about, you know, the concept, you know. So I
agree.
Yes,
We don't have to invent the wheel. Done
yes,
there.
You know, my Lord and Majesty, we have to have conversations with the I am within I and I.
True.
And confident when you hear him speak, that is really him. And you will see how better than, but he have us on some real special works. Not that you're more important than anyone else, you know, but you're important. That's why we all have like mind. How come all are we thinking the same along the same way and look from whence we came? You know? So that oneness in that is in us all. Yeah. You have to have that car as priest say, don't look for the multitude. Look for the heart.
To the chair.
You know? My Lord, and then just coming.
To the chair.
Floor is open, my Lord.
Through the chair.
And there's also a correct little thing, Honorable Priest, before you go to the chair. Yeah, the words where the Honorable Prophet are supposed to go, right? We find say, even for reason they never brethren them say this is not a bad word, right? So I don't know if the Honorable Prophet are the first time he came amongst us, but I don't know if it's one of the day we have to reason upon this word, if it's African word, you know what I mean? Or no, we know it's African word, you know what I mean? Continue, Honorable Priest.
Glorify
My
my
lord.
Yes, my lord.
Yes. So, yeah, the floor is open, my Lord and Majesty. You know, this day gonna be recorded in history, you know.
Blessed love.
This day, Honorable Majesty.
Didn't mean to cut you, priest. Finish what you were saying.
And all I was saying is that let us know that we are all a part of our history in this time here, this year 2025. It's going to be living history, you know?
Indeed,
Go
Rastafari.
ahead, Empress.
Yes, I just wanted to make a statement. And it's a question too, and I think it's a reflection point for I and I. Oftentimes, you know, I think the struggle with us coming to oneness with why there's a struggle for us to align things is because of the colonialism and indoctrination of the African. It's been a very tough thing, you know, to deal with the brainwashing, you know, and as much as we gain, as much knowledge as we gain, you know, it's almost like we dig a deeper and deeper hole, or we coming out of a deep hole, in other words, you know, because again, this is something that I'm challenged with, right, as a Rasta woman, and you know, now coming amongst, you know, the elders and the knowledge that you all have. What I'm challenged with is that we put a lot of fire on Jesus, right? And when we think about Haile Selassie coming through the line of King David, which is also Jesus, I think it's sort of like a schizophrenic kind of thinking that I think that we deal with, because we're putting fire on, are we putting fire on the name? Are we putting fire on the person or man that walked this earth who called himself Christ? Because we skirt around that oftentimes, and I don't know if we understand how significant that is. You know?
Okay.
So I wanna
That's why we
get
say,
an understanding of one's, and you know, one's understanding about Jesus, because if we're following Haile Selassie, you know, are we following Yeshua, Yahweh, you know? And so I want ones to really think about that, you know? I want ones to really think about that, because again, it sounds very contradictory, you know?
Majesty. That's why we give thanks for your input, you know, and your truth. You speak the truth in your heart, you know, Empress, and we glorify. What we put a fire on is the concept.
True.
The Jesus Christ mindset.
True.
That's what we put our fire on. You know?
True
Yeah, we're not
indeed.
disputing.
Entire finish.
Go ahead, priest. Go ahead.
Yeah. Christ is an office, you know. It's a title. It's a title. It's an office that is fulfilled by ones with a divine spirit, a special, unique spirit that it takes. They define it in the English language as altruism or altruistic. You have to carry that altruistic spirit, that ever giving of self vibe, ever willing to forgive type of vibes. It's a specific type of one that fulfills that office. And throughout time, You have had many Christs who have come, played that role, fulfilled that office. Because coming from even the Melchizedek order, it's a Christ order. It's a service order. It's you see, these are the discussions that we really need to get into as priests and priests. Because
Rastafari.
yeah, these bring a little more clarity to our spiritual
Mm.
understanding. Because a lot of what we take it for granted, especially certain of us who are as elders who have passed certain place some time ago or gained certain understanding from a moment ago, we take it for granted that everyone is there. Everyone is not at that point. So we need to share our little understanding that we have gained through our liberty over time. And yeah,
Yes.
that is the reality of it. King Emmanuel came as Christ in this time. He declared himself. He fulfilled it by his liberty, by his persona, by everything. We all who, that is what drew us to him. Because we all had that Christ-like spirit in ourselves. We couldn't understand it. People couldn't understand us because we were different. That's why we were so quick and willing to leave our home and family, to leave the fun and games and the flashing lights and, you know, many of I and I who came to the Father, we could have been in other spaces doing other things that people glorify out there in the world. But
Right.
we choose to leave, yeah, we choose to leave that and rally with the man to learn what it is, how to bring out that true Christ self. That is what we went there, that is what we were brought there to do, to bring out that, because that true Christ self now is the plumber, the mason, the carpenter, but he's the best of all of that, the governor, the prime minister, he's the best of all of that.
Explain
That
the Jesus part, please. So that you ask the Jesus part,
well, that is where I am going with it, my lord,
No,
to
I
say that
have
all,
understanding what you're saying. Continue, priest. I understand you.
yeah, so within all that fullness, that is what the Christ brought us to learn how to be Christ, how to bring out that Christ self. And that is what we need to kind of express more of. We spend time kind of, intellectually, jostling, as we try to figure it out. But that is really what the priest is supposed to be expressing, that Christ understanding, that Christ self, wherein it is not the Christ over there or the Christ round there, so Christ right here with him. And from I and I hold that, then I and I would be able to see it throughout. And it don't have to be just Bobo or Rastafari, you're going to see that divine essence in. The Buddhists have a saying, if you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. We have to be able to see that others out there are aspiring in their own way to be that Christ-like, to be altruistic. It's not just I and I. See, when you get to that plateau, when you can embrace all within that fullness, then these little queries that are coming up, these little things that are separating ones and ones, will no longer be a factor. My Lord.
Yes, I
Empress?
want to say something on the Jesus part there, because that part is a very part where
Go ahead,
black
priest.
people, where black people get hypnotized with, that even that name, you see it where the Empress asks about, So yeah, John Hawkins and Francis did 1555, and the Queen Victoria, a first year about this ship. So this was the ship that when the people them come out fight, they were waiting for Jesus to come. So right there, so that name great because you never have a J, we're in history until that time, Yeah. So Jesus is not a reality, but a ship where they carry the first set of black people from in the Western world, including some of the Rastaman them, like I and I also, that first ship they carry even the Rasta spirit. That's why you find say everything is that energy, where we call the spirit. That's why you find that energy is continued even till today. We know say even the 12 tribe of Israel, speak in the personality of, them see the king coming at the personality of Jesus Christ. So we know say you have some Rastaman speak that way. You see what I mean? I say, and some Rastaman, like I and I, speak about the history of this name, is a big ship that carry black people in the Western world. One purpose.
Jesus of Lullabeck. That was the name of the ship. Jesus of Lullabeck. Yeah.
We have a CTEC 2450. If they can hand is up and if they can identify themselves and speak.
True.
Blessed. Floor is yours. Unmute your mic.
Virgin in the hand up.
Yeah, up the hand, right?
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress.
Blessed love.
Oh, sorry, Empress.
Give thanks to Melchizedek, the Black Christ in flesh, him who come with the fullness. Give thanks for this opportunity to have a few moments speak. I did not intend to speak. I joined the group, the reasoning, to listen. But a question was asked, and I am prompted to speak a meditation on that question. Priest Adigan, I believe, asked the question, why we cannot unite, and I cannot unite in a oneness. And I am prompted to answer that question with a repeat of an incident that happened at roll call in about 1993, 92-3, around about that time. I hadn't been with the foundation for very long. I went to roll call as often as I could because I always got the word from Melchizedek, the Black Christ, through just one priest. And this particular morning, the word came at the end as the priest said the word from the Father. He said, the man said, "Una for wise, not all the priests them in the place are for me." Those words caused an earthquake in my whole temple because it didn't make sense. I had been brought to the house of Melchizedek, the Black Christ, in flesh. I had crawled on my hands and knees to Melchizedek, the Black Christ, in flesh. And here was Melchizedek, the Black Christ, in flesh, through one priest, saying, "Una for wise, and not all the priests them in the place are for me." So as soon as roll call sealed up, I went to the royal guard when I was confused, as I did when I was confused. And I said to the royal guard, "My lord, I'm confused. The words were come to roll call from Dada this morning, just now. I don't know, where am I, what am I? Priest, I don't understand." Dada said, not all the priests them in the place are for him, are for who them? The priest said, "All right, Empress." He was very patient with me. He always was, because I was always asking him questions. He was an upright man. And he said, "Empress, I might not take that one. Go up to the palace and ask Dada yourself." I went to the palace with shaking being, trembling legs, and total confusion. And the priest who came to the east door, after I blessed him, I said, "Can I see the Father, please?" He said, "Empress, not now. What do you want?" I said, "My lord, he sent a word to roll call just now that I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know what to think, what to feel. If not all the priests are for him, are for who them?" I can feel how I felt right then. And the priest went away. He was gone, seemed like forever, but it couldn't have been a minute. And he returned and he said, Jasse, go study Hebrew 7. I have been studying Hebrew 7 ever since. And I know why we can't do that. Because there are Levites battling with Melchizedek priests. Because they don't want the fullness of Melchizedek order. They want the religious part of it, the church, but the principles, the real principles, 24/7s, 365 principles, the levity of woman, the levity of the 21-day monthly purification principles, and all that goes with it, they don't want. So with that kind of meditation of Melchizedek priests and empresses and Levite priest Morgan say a Levitical order, and just call it Melchizedek order. So with that kind of stuff, how can there be unity? When one wants the fullness of Melchizedek order and one lot just wants the cosmetics and not the real levity. Blessed love, my Lord and Empress, give thanks for the moment.
Honorable Chair.
I just talking Rasta, and yes, Honorable Empress, give thanks, sympathize with you, for how you're feeling. But yesterday is a history, and tomorrow is a mystery. But today is present, and He woke us up this morning, and from there is life, there is hope, and can never lose a battle yet. So give thanks to find yourself in such a band as today amongst us. I would encourage you to come in on Sundays. That way a handful of cans still. You can still get a feeling where you leave with a peace, be still. Earth struggle soon cease. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. My Lord and Empress, floor is open.
Yes, Royal here.
Yes.
It's open. He may want to say something.
Who is that?
Prophet Barry.
Okay, and I will pre-sale after Prophet Barry can come in. Prophet Barry. Unmute your mic. Prophet Barry, my Lord.
What you
mic? Good, yeah, and I have a pre-sale.
Yes, Honorable. Even the 1963, them changed it now to AU or something like that, where you see each individual they have different opinion. You see that this is say about 3 days them being, reasoning for to come to one, inner standing, right? So sometimes different culture, when you talk about even Africa, we're going in now, we're going to see people with them different culture and them different ways. You see it? And it's our people then. You understand? Now we have to face the reality. Some of them go eat some things that seem so scornful. You understand? Yes. But remember, these are our people, and we still have to go make ourselves one with these people. You see it? You know what I mean? Yes, although you're hearing right?
Yes, my man.
Yes. So I'm not gonna blame ourselves because most of the thing I said it's setting up on the black man. Them take the black man and the black woman out of our reality. You see, so what I mean, even today, when you look on the black world of people, they do have a God praising. If it wasn't the Rasta man, the Rasta woman right now, to bring forward this thing to a reality
sure.
in ourselves. So the black world of people right now do have a God. All the other world of people, you look on them, they have a God. But it's only the black man and the black woman right now. So even when we say our sins has reached unto Zion, you see some, yeah, beautiful when you see the celebration, but if you're not looking at it, the cynic, the church right now, you got some white, white image, or them try to paint out some of the image and white then skin. But you see what I say? So give thanks to the Rasta man and the Rasta woman, You see what I say?
Rastafari.
Because I'm the Rasta man and the Rasta woman right now leave, for creation, So even those who was not there for King Emmanuel, they have no other way to go. Because even if I send them, get sent come, because we see at all time people get sent come to come even around the King of King. And when them see the glory of the King of King, them have to confess that I send them get sent come. So the power of the man, even those who was not there for him still feed them. One perfect love.
Honorable praise. My Lord. Yes, sir.
Lord. My Lord.
So,
Blessed
floor
Lord.
is open, my Lord.
And it up. Yeah. Back to the Jesus. There are many definitions of how that word come about, because you have Zeus, who is considered in Greek mythology as king of the gods. So him in a Greek myth is like God of gods right now. Then put the word I with the word Zeus and create the name I Zeus. And then after that with time it became Iesos. Then it come back down to Jesus Christos, Christos, which the Ethiopians use the same Greek word, though them rendition it.
Honorable priest, remember, say it recording, so you have to bring up your voice a little more to get on the record, yeah?
All right, my lord. Yeah. So Jesus Christos is often, I even hear priest Isaac saying Jesus Christos. No, Jesus Christos in truth is actually a Greek rendition of Jesus Christ, which the Ethiopians after Antioch and all these things took onto the world. The Ethiopians didn't even use the word Jesus Christ in the early days. They used Madeni Alam, which is either savior of the world or medicine of the world. So Ethiopians in early days referred to him as Emmanuel or Madeni Alam, which is either, like I said, medicine of the world or savior of the world. So Jesus, right, yes, you have the slave ship, the SS Jesus, but the character Jesus is put together through the Roman numerals and these kings, and it's Zeus and I, which then come down to, and then you have a one where then called Tammuz as well, which all of these people are coming from Greek mythology, as opposed to the Yeshua or the Yesu or the Iasu, because Joshua, like Yeshua, is actually the same as Joshua. You understand? Jeshua. You understand? So them all come back down to the meaning of salvation. You understand? So I want to ask about Jesus. Check it, His Majesty says a Christian way of life that makes him follow Jesus Christ. I borrowed them words and coin my, say it's a Rastafari way of life what makes me follow Jesus Christ. So how you put the thing together. You understand? I have a better understanding of the Christ, true Rastafari, than the Christian mindset I was growed with. Like I said earlier, the word for church in Amharic is better Christian. You understand? So when we're talking about the origin of words and Jesus, to this day, the Christian, right, you said, one of the most disturbing things for I in Ethiopia was to see a painting with Amharic, and it was of the Archangel Gabriel and Michael, and Michael was white, but the writing under him was Amharic, and I read it, and she say Michael, I forget the word for angel, but it was there, and that was a thing, and that was as early as 2014 when I discovered this, before it get so prolific in the church. It's like, no, right? I see the biggest Jesus them from people care front and all of these things right there in Ethiopia. So the sister did ask specifically about how we really look upon the Jesus, because if we are going to be truth, when His Majesty speaking English, His Majesty say, like any self-respecting Christian, he has been baptized and washed in the blood of Jesus Christ, Jesus Christus. Yes, His Majesty speak them language there, that he has been baptized and washed in the blood of Christ. Now, the word Christ versus Jesus Christ is a different argument. I see myself, the entity of Christ, but I'm not necessarily, I'm Jesus Christ or Jesus Christ, however you want to pronounce it. I am not him, but yet Moses was the Christ of his time. Joshua was Christ. Elijah, all of these are Christ figures. Because if you put away the sentiment of the only begotten Son, which them call Jesus, right? The word Christ means Messiah or anointed, and Messiah is really just a messenger. So the man, woman, and children is Christ. Hail to the Lord, anointed great David, greater son. I could say I and not just Jesus or David. You understand? So the word, when we get to the understanding of the word Christ and separate Jesus from it, it's a total different entity in itself. So the explanation is the difference between Jesus Christ versus Christ by itself, which the Christ by itself is for all of us. Jesus Christ is an entity where them create down a Rome and Nicaea and Antioch. You understand? So that is the understanding. We must look to Antioch, Nicaea, and Chalcedon, Ephesus.
Time, priest.
That's my Lord and Majesty. Give thanks.
My Lord, royal historian, my Lord. Yes, I. It's a natural, yes, that's why I'm telling the Empress, the concept, the mindset. It's a structuralized thing, but when you dig it a hole, you have to dig too. Because them never figure we that take that same Bible and see His Majesty. Shock them. So you can't fool God. Selassie, Rastafari. The floor is open, my Lord and Empress. Well, I think we kind of coming down to the end, How the item I see it, my Lord and Majesty, Empresses. Empress Trisha.
Yes, Honorable Chair. So we're going to read chair for the topic and thing like that. So, although, we are still trying our best, my Lord. And no matter how we say we seal and come to an end, our ending is always the beginning. And that we must be always there. Yeah,
That's right. Majesty bless, my Lord. Stop to start again.
Drop the wisdom. Keep dropping the wisdom.
Yes, I.
To the chair.
Yes, my Lord.
So, what is the consensus towards this ratification? And that me want to know, because I want to say the seal up. So, what is the consensus?
It was agreed upon by the majority who were in attendance, if not all.
Okay.
Maybe you need to read it again.
You want to read it, Honorable Royal Text?
Maybe we need to read it again, so I'll read it.
Okay.
The ratification, amendments, and bylaws of the EABIC Constitution. The EABIC, in positioning themselves to continue to represent the poor and disenfranchised, have after 3 decades finally concluded the upgrade of the Congress Constitution with the participation of the international family. With the project in its completion, the members can now sit the Parliament with the collaboration of the Foundation at 10 miles, Bull Bay, and all interested stakeholders. The Congress can now reunite its efforts as the family of Christ and fulfill the mission of the King. The Congress is on the rise from lowland to Mount Zion, the highland, of our divine consciousness. Holy Emmanuel, I.
Selassie,
Jah
Rastafari.
It is now established that the ratification of the amendments and bylaws as set forth is now officially and are included as a part of the Constitution of the EABIC. Let the records now show that the proposed draft of the EABIC Constitution is hereafter being ratified by the majority of members in attendance, my Lord and Empress. Dated September 28, 2025.
This moment, may I like to call Honorable Empress Miriam to give us 2 verses of that chorus. We are not divided. Empress Miriam?
My Lord.
Madam Easy?
Yes, Majesty.
You can give us the chorus now. We are not divided.
Oh, yes, my Lord.
Rastafari. I hear the life in that voice. Yeah.
I did a 2 and up here, you the priest as well, and I think it's 777. Yeah, but
all right. We'll give them a chance. Go ahead, Empress.
Okay, Majesty, give thanks, Honorable Family. Give thanks, Royal Chair. Give thanks to the reason going through. Give thanks to all understanding. We just have to do what is right.
Rastafari.
As the Father said, nothing is too hard for him family to do. Once it is the right. And it's the right we stand for, because God is right. Right? And whatever we do that is right, remember that there's a Father moving through I and I to do the right. Because we'll never do anything that is wrong. Never. So we are on the right path. We thank God for his guidance and his protection and his wisdom and knowledge that he put in us to do what is right. Give thanks, my Lord. My chorus says, we are not divided. No, we are not. Because we are one good in we. Chuja.
Rastafari.
All right. We are not divided. All one good in we. One in open doctrine, one in charity. Oh, we are going to the land where the milk and honey flow. We are not divided. No. For I say we are not divided. All one good and we. One in open doctrine, one in charity. Oh, we are going to the land where the milk and honey flow. We are not divided. No. One more time. Oh, we are not divided. All one good and we. One in open doctrine, one in charity. Oh, we are going to that land where the milk and honey flow. We are not divided. No. Oh, in our holy Mount Zion. Zion, Lord, hold Mount Zion. We are not divided. All one goodie in all of us, Chuja, Rastafari. Blessed love.
Sweet, mama.
Blessed love, Empress.
Give thanks.
Priest earlier I said Priest Priest Oswald and Bobo Ken wanted to say something.
Yes, Majesty. I see Priest Oswald on the update.
All right. And after them, you're gonna bring it down, yeah, Priest? And I have a Priest Oswald, my Lord. And I have a priest as well. Peace as well, my Lord. All right. And then pretty sure they can bring it down, you know. I have a priest, my Lord.
Yes, my Lord. Give thanks.
Yeah. Can bring it down, my Lord.
My Lord.
Blessed. Peace as
What's up?
well.
Yeah, I was having a communication problem.
All right. Go ahead. See that word.
We're just saying this day was a spiritual day of history, and Christ himself, as the Empress was talking, Christ himself told her what to do. Read Hebrews 7, and Hebrews 7, there was a message showing that there was Melchizedek and there was whatever, you know, the Aaron priest, and that was a different, why Dada was identifying them. So he answered the question, but he told her that. And if she lived by that, she should overcome that by now. Because Christ is a spiritual term referred to the anointed one, the Messiah, who is the divine, the higher self in every individual. While Jesus is a human name and a historical figure, Christ's title signified a divine appointed king and savior and a spirit of sense. Christ is the eternal perfection who lives in all of I and I. And the idea of God within each person, embodying the potential of perfection, giving us authority to command and control the world that we live in, my Lord and Majesty.
And I have a priest. Blessed of my Lord. Yes, please, sir.
Yes, sir, family. As I call for your reverence universally, internationally. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I,
Yeah.
Rastafari.
Right.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is, souls, brethren, and sisters, to dwell together in unity and love. It is like the precious ointment that is upon the head that run down upon the beard. Even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirt of his garment, as it were for a man, and as it would ascend upon the mountain of Zion. For here Rastafari command the blessing, even life and love forevermore. So hail our God, Selassie, Jehovah God, Rastafari. O Almighty God, Rastafari, great and terrible God, Rastafari is the Almighty God. Jah who seated in Zion and reign the hearts of all flesh. Thou the most high, eternal Father, Jehovah God, Rastafari. Hear us and bless us, O Lord, keep and sanctify us all. Cause thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children, that we shall be saved and redeemed. Holy Emmanuel I.
Selassie.
Yeah. Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Give thanks to the Most High for the 27, the founding of the cross, the maskell, lighting of the burn fire. Here I cry out, John, in I prayer return. I lie for the Most High, the ever-living portion, Holy Emmanuel I.
Selassie.
Yeah.
Rastafari.
One perfect love royal family.
My Lord.
My Lord, give thanks.
And Empress. Majesty bless. Yes, I give thanks.